All right, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Football is King podcast, the only place where you can come and find four stooges who know more about football than anyone else on the planet. We thank you for making this your favorite football podcast that you listen to. To all of our 40 viewers, way to go! Just a friendly
Heck yeah,
reminder.
40.
Yeah, we
We're
are
going
now.
for 50,
We
baby.
doubled in like 3 weeks.
We are now
Our
not only on
trajectory.
podcast, but we are also on YouTube. We got both of them going up
Let's
right
go.
now. So whether you would rather
Spotify.
listen to us, what did I say the first time?
podcast.
Well, that's fun. That's fun.
That is an app.
Edit point. We are on Spotify and YouTube. So whether you would like to just listen to us or watch us live, you can see both. And as always, please remember to like and subscribe. We're gonna do things a little out of order this week because it was just what a weekend of football. We had a crazy college football slate. We had our first NFL teams going up against each other this past weekend, or I guess it was on Monday night, but whatever. So here we go. But our first segment of the day today is brought to you by, we have a sponsor. Our first segment is brought to you by Texas A&M football. Do you want to drink out of sadness? Try watching Texas A&M football. Guaranteed to have you screaming at your television or your money back. So yeah.
The Eagle Rare was smooth after that game, though.
Oh yeah.
It was smooth.
So let's jump right into it.
I made my wife leave a wedding early because I started to get so confident that we were going to win that game. And then Jimbo does bimbo. And that's all I got to say.
Blake,
We need a shirt. Jimbo does
what do you
bimbo.
say about weddings during football season?
Well, that's an
It should be a
absolute
crime.
travesty, a crime. If you have this is just a PSA for everyone involved. If you have a friend that plans a fall wedding, that's not a friend.
You should cut them
In
off
one
as a
month.
friend.
In 1 month, Shane and I will be watching a football game at a wedding.
I will
together.
say,
No,
caveat to this, Friday night wedding. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Friday, Sunday
Actually,
afternoon.
shoot.
I can.
No, not even
I can-
Sunday afternoon.
Coffee's wedding is Friday night, so we're good. We're good.
You'll-
We
you'll
can
Friday
watch
night
that
wedding
game
is
on
fine.
Saturday, baby.
Now,
It brings the
that
viewers.
will cut into your high school football time, but that's okay. That's acceptable. I
I
feel
keep
like
track of that
weddings
one, Matt.
weddings can take place over high school football.
Here's another caveat. It can't be your own wedding because then your anniversary every year is going to be conflict.
You
My wedding anniversary is every year is on opening Dove weekend and opening NFL football season.
I mean, that's your own fault.
that was
It's a
stupid.
mistake.
Here's
All
my
three
deal.
of y'all were involved in that wedding and no one spoke up. No one said,
Wow.
hey, did you see
I don't
this
think
date?"
we get a decision on when you get married. We
Not
just
our
go along for the ride.
responsibility.
No one spoke up.
I'm sorry.
You don't.
Oh, y'all, bad friends.
There's two rules to weddings. You don't do it during football season.
Or you
and
have TVs.
don't have a
If
dry
you have a
wedding.
bunch of TVs, we can talk.
That's
Okay.
fine.
And you don't have a
I
dry
actually-
wedding. Nothing says tough
You can't.
time like a football season wedding. I almost said something else, but a football season wedding and no alcohol. Like
I would
I
like
think
to
I know
add-
what
here's
you were
another
gonna
thing.
say.
Here's another thing. If it as a bride, as potentially, if you're the bride, right? You want that day to be about you. When you look in the crowd and every dude has their head like this, that's a problem. That's a problem.
I've been that guy. I've been the guy.
I have
at the wedding
too. I totally
watching
have.
games.
I'm also on team last thing when it comes to weddings, and then we'll get into football. I promise to all of our Football is King podcast. If you're getting married in a place in the South with no air conditioning, we got issues. We got some
That's
serious
Terrible idea.
That's good.
We got
that's
some
good.
serious we got some serious issues. All right.
Was that a
Shane.
shot at me?
I did that.
Was that
What?
a shot at
Shane
me?
didn't
No,
have
Hot at
AC.
my wedding.
That was no
That
shots.
was a shot at. That was a shot
I
at
know
Shane.
that was a shot at Shane and I.
There's no shots at anyone. That was
There's no AC at yours.
I've been to
No,
multiple
I had
weddings where
AC.
it's hot and I don't like it. That's it.
Oh, Shane's
actually,
was
hey,
hot, actually.
if
And
you're
now that
in
I
the-
think about it, Shane's was hot. I
if
left.
you're in the
I went
north
to the
as
beach.
well, have air conditioning. Air conditioning is an amazing thing. Everyone should be
It
using.
is.
All right, let's jump right into it. Texas A&M played
Terrible.
Alabama, and
We-
to
we
everyone's
actually looked
surprise,
confident.
I don't think we played terrible.
we didn't
I don't
play
either.
terrible.
No, but we
And it
let
came
play
down
calling ruin us.
came down to the last play. It's been a hot topic of debate on the internet since Saturday night. Was it a bad play call or was it bad execution? Or I guess technically, could it have been both?
It was both.
It was,
100%
both. But you give the ball to your best goddamn player to win the
Run.
game. And if he gets goddamn stuffed at the freaking line of scrimmage, then you live with it. But you do not let Max Johnson throw the freaking
Haynes
ball
King.
to win
Haynes
the
King.
game. Or Haynes King
I
throw
will
the
say,
ball to win the game.
I will say, I think actually Evan Stewart was our best player. I like
He was.
going to
Dude, he
Evan Stewart.
played out
In that
his
game, he
mind.
played great. He had a coming out party. He looked like the highly recruited wide receiver that we've been promised. He looked good. But you can't run a route short of the goal line and also throw the ball out of bounds.
I
on the
don't.
last
Here's the
play of the
other
game.
problem. Here's the other problem. It was too obvious. Apparently Jimbo was yelling, Evan, 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 and
Yeah.
the DBs heard him. It was also probably pass interference, but we'll.
No,
You're
forget
never
it
gonna
was-
get. You're
yeah.
never gonna get a call.
I
on the
agree.
last play of the
I agree.
game.
That's what I'm saying.
You're
That's what I'm
asking
saying.
an SEC ref to call 2 PIs at the
I
end of a
agree.
game against Alabama. Never
I
gonna happen.
agree. I agree. But with that being said, it was a terrible route.
I don't even
Terrible
care.
route.
I don't even care
He
if
rushed
it's.
it.
I don't care if you're. Even if Alabama knows the ball's going to Evan Stewart. I don't know if
You got to
anyone
run a
watched.
better route.
It's still a terrible play call. I don't know if anyone watched Travis Kelce catch 4 touchdowns last night.
Yeah,
But
and then they know it's going there.
every single one of his touchdowns, he basically ran the same route. Crossing patterns are really hard to cover on the
Agreed.
goal line. And we're just
Agreed.
like, if you look at the play, every single one of our receivers ran to the goal line and turned around. And that was our play call. It's just like,
The-
all right, I'm going to
here's-
the goal line, turn around.
The only play that would have pissed me off more is to throw the ball in the back corner of the end zone
The
on
goal
a fade.
line fade. The goal
I
line fade.
Hate the goal line fade. That would have pissed me off beyond belief.
Unless
Well,
it was
those two
Calvin
plays-
Johnson or Mike Evans.
Those
Don't
two
run the goal
plays
line
are the
fade.
worst 2 plays. You do not run a freaking comeback route to the freaking goal line. Like you don't
You're
do
on
that.
You're on the fucking 2. Just run the damn ball.
The other thing is
Marshawn
we
Lynch
did it to
probably
the
had
short
ball.
side of the field. We did it to the short
Yes.
side of the field
Mhm.
too, which annoys me. But
Yeah.
the other thing is, if you watch, and not to be a hater of the refs, if you watch the pass interference on the play before, the play was dead at 6 seconds.
Oh,
And
Yes.
they
yeah,
kept
no, we
running the
should have
clock to
had 6
3.
seconds. 100%.
Which
100%.
I
And
don't
the fact
know.
that nobody saw that is unbelievable.
Oh,
No,
you
no,
know
no,
who
no,
did
no.
see that? My sister saw it. My sister
I
was
saw
sitting
it
there the whole
too.
time.
No, you know why that happened? Because Jimbo instantly went like this.
Wait,
Okay.
hands on his head.
And
Yeah,
he
so that's
looked at his playbook instead of fucking arguing the call, or someone should have ran over to Jimbo and said, "Hey man, we should have 6 seconds." But he's too busy calling plays. Hand the fucking playbook over, dude. It's over. You're not gonna. And he called. Game. He called a
Yeah, he
decent
did.
game.
Yeah.
But hand the fucking playbook over and be a coach.
He
Be
got
the
bailed
head
out.
coach. Be
He got bailed
involved.
out. His play calls got bailed out by quite a few decent plays.
Yeah,
by
the one of the
Our-
touchdowns
our
to
defense saved our
the
fucking
touchdown to
Well, no.
Donovan
entire
Green
night.
was just a botched play that worked
Yeah,
out for us.
I just mean like Evan Stewart made some plays that were just absolute disasters.
Dude, that catch.
And he just made great
was
plays. So like I don't know if it was improvement from Jimbo. Very few. We only had to take one penalty or one timeout for delay
Yep,
of game
we
reasons,
coulda-
I believe. So that's improvement.
We should have had a timeout at the end of the game too, but we wasted it.
Well, we wouldn't have needed because there was only 3 seconds left.
3
so.
seconds left.
But you
No, but
Um,
it could have been. We
yeah.
It
could
should have
have
been 6 seconds.
timeout, gather up, figure it the fuck out.
So my favorite part was I watched this game. My family and I were on vacation. We were watching it in our Airbnb, and my whole family, we're just driving the ball down the field. They're like, "You're gonna beat Alabama." And I was like, "Oh no!" I was just sitting there like, "Y'all are new to watching A&M football. There's gonna be a way that we."
Oh, yeah.
And then they all just like
believe.
looked at me after the last play, and they were like, "What just happened?" I was like, "That Is
That
the
was my
A&M
reaction too.
That's the
I was,
A&M
I was speechless.
Yeah, I was like,
I
that's the
was
A&M
speechless.
offense.
That's how it ended?
I was very upset. Very.
What did Barry Williamson say about that last play call? What
mean,
was his opinion?
I mean, he
Run
was
the
just like,
ball?
no,
Run the ball?
I really think you have I think you have a problem. I'm fine with throwing the ball.
I'm
Or-
running it. I'm running it.
Dude, no, we're terrible at running the ball for short yardage
I'm
gains.
probably running it. I think we were running the ball pretty well.
But
I'm not
Austin, if
putting-
put it in the Chiefs' perspective, this is different. But even if Juju is having a great game, would you rather the last play come down to Juju or Travis Kelce?
Juju
Travis
sucked ass
Kelce.
last night.
No,
No, but
I
I'm
mean,
saying, like, if
Even
it's my
better.
team, I want
better, we
Devon
should have
A-Chain
ran
to
the
have
Chiefs
the
play
ball
they
in
ran
that
last week.
situation.
We should have ran the Chiefs play when Travis Kelce came under center and dove into the end zone. That
No,
would
we're not
be-
doing
it
We're
was
not
Noah
ever doing
Gray.
that.
It was
That
Noah
would be
Gray, but that's
great.
okay. I think that Jimbo was scared that we couldn't block long enough to run a route like a crossing. Just look at any team in the NFL when they get to the goal
Yeah, I
line
mean-
that throws the ball because it works to throw the ball down there. There's some kind of quote unquote pick route going on. There's movement going sideways so that there is a way that someone will get open. Your design is to hopefully get it to your Kelce's or your. It's fine. Design the play to go to Evan Stewart. Don't design
Just
your
not
play.
that one.
Don't design your play to where Evan Stewart is the only option. Because if
Yeah.
Evan Stewart
That-
doesn't win, if Evan Stewart, a freshman, doesn't win his battle, then the game is over. Like Haynes
Yeah.
King caught the ball and immediately threw the ball. There was no progression. There was no look. There was no even look to see if he could run the ball, which would be a good thing as well.
Yes.
The QB draw, which is what I was screaming for the QB draw. Alabama would have stuffed the QB draw. So I will apologize to Jimbo on
Y'all
that
just
one.
made me nervous. Just standing on
Um,
his kitchen.
They ran a
talking.
great stunt up the middle. The QB draw wouldn't have worked. But
You
it
got to go
was-
6 yards deep in the end zone and then come back though. You can't
got-
go 2 yards deep.
You got to do a Kyler Murray play. Have everyone just running around and
I
then
would have
hope
preferred.
Find someone. Just
there's
find someone.
time. Give it time to progress. But you
Yeah.
can't just catch it and throw it immediately unless the dude is wide open.
I was saying
Like-
bootleg to the long side of the field and just see what happens.
Just
Haynes
say
can run.
I really don't trust
Bootleg
Haynes
out.
King rolling out to his left.
you're in fifth
You
grade
trust him.
again. Everyone go out there, run in circles until someone finds a way to be open. Haynes,
Like-
if it doesn't work, fucking run as
Just
fast
run,
as
yeah,
you fucking can.
run as many crossing routes as you can. Run an option route, like those are really hard to defend. But running the easiest route, which is run to the goal line, turn around, which is the defensive back's just got his heels planted
just
on the
stood
goal
there,
line.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
didn't move. He was like, all right, I got this.
I
Bert-
trust Haynes King on a QB draw more than I do him throwing the freaking football.
Oh, that QB draw would have got freaking
Haynes
obliterated.
did not look bad.
He has a
Haynes
He
did
didn't look
not
bad.
look bad.
He played
didn't
the
look
second
bad,
half with a
but-
hurt foot. That's
but
why he
I-
wasn't running.
Okay, but
I don't want him to run
No.
anyways. I don't ever want him
Just
to run.
just hand the ball off. Just hand it off.
Regardless,
And-
it was dumb.
and
It was a dumb.
if you're
Or
gonna-
either that,
if-
you're just do an option. Do it.
I was to say, if you're gonna do a handoff on the 2-yard line, it at least needs to be a read option. It has
Yeah,
to be a
that's
read
fine.
option.
that's fine.
That's fine.
You can't. I think just doing any play where there's only one option on the last play of the game is foolish because if that option is shut down,
there.
you are
Yeah.
guaranteed to lose.
I agree.
Regardless,
felt like
don't
we're-
think. I think it was mostly bad execution because I guarantee Jimbo did not have it drawn up like that. I can guarantee it.
No, I mean,
I would agree with that.
what it looks like, have you guys seen Billy Lucci's sideline video of it? Or
I think I saw
Nunez?
it.
So for a split second, it looks like Evans rushes the route, turns too early,
Well, he's a freshman.
and he's open. But Haynes doesn't even have control of the ball at this point. Like it's
Yeah.
like, and so Evans should have ran the route nice and crisp. Don't rush it.
That's why you can't rely on a true freshman, and you need a guy
Yes.
like a Nia Smith. You need a Nia Smith.
but that's the
You
thing.
need a nice
That play only works if everything is perfect.
Yeah.
It doesn't work
It-
if the receiver doesn't run the route perfect. If the quarterback doesn't
But that's
get
what
the
Blake
ball
is saying.
perfect.
We relied on a true freshman to
Freshman
run
to be
a perfect
perfect.
route,
No,
and you can't rely on.
You can't.
If Anais
You can
Smith
never
was in the
rely on a
game,
true freshman.
I would say run a goddamn screen against Alabama. I don't give a shit. Just give him the ball. You know, I don't care. He'll make something happen. But
I think if Anais Smith is healthy in the game, Anais Smith gets the ball. There's
we-
no doubt about that.
we win that game if Anais
It
Smith.
was
is
honestly, it was hard to even be disappointed because I expected so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I was still disappointed, but there was at least improvement. There was some growth a little bit. The
I
defense
was
looked a
more
lot better.
disappointed in the
But the
fact that
problem
I
is-
allowed myself to believe for a second.
Me too.
Yep.
Like we got to
I had
that
no
final
faith
drive.
ever. I had no faith ever.
We
Oh,
know
no,
you didn't.
I was
I
at a
believe.
friend's house. They recorded the whole thing. I didn't know they were recording. They recorded the whole last drive.
Shane, that's
I
not
am,
true.
Like literally bent over, just holding my head, just like please.
Last
Please,
year,
for the
Shane,
love
I
of
had full
God.
faith. Last year, when
Oh, me and
Paul-
Austin were living
Blake and
large
I-
last year.
Blake and I were at a bar. We had full faith, even when
The whole
it
bar
got
was staring at
even
us.
when it got rough. And then A-Chain took the kickoff back. Where I was like, all right, full faith again. Here we go. And so I will have my moments, but with this year's team, you're never going to see me have full faith in them.
I like
I
for
am.
some reason I thought it was gonna happen.
I'm proud with how they played because I told y'all before the game. I said 55-10, whatever I said. I was expecting it to be a blowout, but they
So
played
was
their
Kirk
asses off.
Herbstreit.
Yeah.
So was Kirk
I-
Herbstreit.
Hey, I can't wait to see how we screw it up this week too.
I know, but
We're in bye week.
Well, I still can't wait to see how we screw it up. This
Somebody
week.
will get arrested or something.
Someone get arrested.
Haynes King was part of a drug sting and he ended up arrested. Now we're blaming
Somehow,
the quarterback.
Evan Stewart's gonna find a way to like tear his ACL at practice. Who knows?
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus! Don't say that. Oh.
also here's my other problem. After all the offseason bullshit between Jimbo and Nick, I could see this being the guys going, let's give it our all. I know this is stupid, but let's give it our all for a coach. You know, we're gonna and the rest of the season could be an utter freaking disappointment. And because
We
I
should
do
be-
believe people
we should win the
say
next
that
6
doesn't
games.
happen,
Yeah.
but
All right.
people say that doesn't happen, and I believe it does happen. Especially in college, NFL, I don't buy into it, but college football, I buy into it.
I think the only thing that matters about this game is that Bryce Young didn't play.
Agreed.
Yeah, if he would have
But
played,
Milroe didn't look bad. He just had a couple throws that were like, what the heck?
He had so many turnovers. What do you mean he didn't look bad?
Well, besides, the turnovers killed him.
I mean, there's a huge step down from Bryce Young.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
It's
Bryce
like
won the
not even
Heisman.
close.
You're missing your Heisman winning
No.
quarterback.
what do we
But-
do with
but
our
Mil-
defenders to capitalize on interceptions, though?
Yeah, Jesus Christ! Catch the ball, dude. Like,
I
it
don't
hit-
get that.
It hit him in the chest coming out of the second half. Hits him in the chest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to catch that.
yeah.
But on the fumbles, on the forced fumbles, one of them, I believe, truly is their backup quarterback's fault. Like he's holding the ball out here,
Yeah, I'm just saying he's not.
and we hit it.
He's not
not
the
Bryce
same.
Young.
One, like, the
I'm not
defense
saying it's
played-
necessarily all his fault.
The defense
but-
played unreal.
The offense clearly does not look as clean as when Bryce Young
No.
plays. I'm not saying
No,
it's
for
just
sure.
because he turned the ball over, but every pass he misses or every
I will
blocking
say, though,
assignment that he doesn't catch, like it's all the difference between him playing and Bryce Young playing.
I
Yeah,
will
but
say,
you
though,
know what that
too,
kid
like,
does that Bryce Young doesn't do? Take off for 40 yards with making it look easy. Holy shit, he's fast.
Well, I think
He's a
too,
big
with
old
us,
son of a
and
bitch,
this
too.
Last year, yeah, he's a big guy.
Oh,
Last
dude,
year
he's swole
too,
shit.
we have the line of scrimmage with Alabama. Like we can compete on the line of scrimmage, which
Yeah.
is why we compete with them. The rest, a lot of other teams can't do that. We have that
Yeah.
going for us. That's about
That-
it.
That's also part of the reason it pisses me off. Blake, what you just said
Jimbo,
is a perfect point to the fact that there's really no excuse for us to be losing these games
No.
Agreed.
because
Besides,
we
we have an
can
anemic offense.
compete athletically with anyone in the country. We have the athletes. Our defensive line looked great. Imagine that. We didn't have three guys freaking on.
We were
didn't send
blitzing.
3
It was
guys
incredible.
one time. We had
Yeah.
4 at least going in. Like, Jesus, we stacked the freaking box. Like, we looked good on defense.
Here's a
we
Jonathan.
looked
Here's a
good on
wild thought. Imagine if you didn't have Bimbo Fisher calling the offense, what we could do. I'm out on him. I'm so out on him. I'm so done.
I
with
wasn't
his
even
dumbass.
mad about. I wasn't even mad about that this week.
No.
I
He was
I
fine.
agree. He actually didn't do a terrible job. But could you imagine if we had a modern play caller calling plays?
See,
We don't
that's-
have modern personnel or running offense. Our quarterback can't throw the dang ball.
Well, I agree with that. That's part. But
You have
that's
to have a
also-
guy that can consistently throw the ball. Haynes King,
That's-
if we throw the ball 50
I
times a
bet
game,
we
he's going to
do.
throw 4 or 5 picks.
This is why
bet
me and
we do.
Jonathan are on put Connor in the
I
goddamn
bet we
game, and let's
do.
see.
I bet
True
we have a
freshman.
kid that can throw the ball.
True freshman. That's cool. They see him in practice every day.
Bullshit.
They
Fuck
see him in
that true
practice
freshman
every
shit.
day.
You know who won a freaking yeah? What did Trevor Lawrence do his true freshman year?
He didn't play. He played 6 games. He played.
6 games and went to the fucking playoffs, dude.
I mean, there's different levels.
He
between
replaced the Heisman favorite.
Trevor
There's
Lawrence was literally a once-in-a-generation recruit.
Yeah, there's
Connor Weedman is
different-
not that.
Screw it. Tua. What Tua do on his rookie is
He threw
freshman
one
year.
play, brother.
He threw
one
he threw
ball.
one
He
pass.
threw one ball.
Off his back foot, hopeful, and Devontae Smith went and
And
got it.
Devontae Smith,
Cool.
the Heisman winner, caught it.
Awesome. Did
He
it
threw
work?
one pass,
Did it
brother.
work out?
Johnny,
Did
all
it
of
work
the
out?
all of the
Why
ones that you're
not
gonna say
try?
about putting the
Why not
Connor
try?
in,
No.
there's like
Why not try?
1,000. There's 1,000 examples of true freshmen going in and just getting slaughtered for
Failing.
every
And then
one
ruining
that
them.
is successful.
Kyle
Well,
Allen.
I hope you're ready
Kyler
because
Murray.
I'm about
We've seen
positive
it happen
we see
twice.
him next week.
right, wait,
Not
we
this
can't
week
say-
because we're on a bye, but I'm about positive we see him next week.
Blake,
Okay,
you
but
can't use
here's my
Kyler
thing.
Murray. He won a Heisman Trophy. You can't use
No,
Kyler.
but at A&M, he went in as a true freshman. He was awful.
I'm just saying you can't throw
But
Kyler
here's
Murray
my-
there. He won a Heisman Trophy.
Here's my deal. If you don't have the mental toughness to get thrown in as a true freshman and get murdered and come back from it, then I don't want you as my quarterback anyhow.
You ruined players.
I'm
you ruined
I'm
players.
done with it.
It's
Do
also
you-
players.
Do you
Mental-
just brought up Kyler
mental
Murray. Did you
toughness.
get ruined?
Okay, he was once in a generation. I mean, there's so many true freshmen out there that get absolutely destroyed and never
Oh
come
no,
back.
no,
Also-
for sure. But there's a lot of like sophomores and juniors that go out there and get absolutely fucking wrecked. Also,
Yep.
if you're
Johnny,
not
we're-
ready, you
agreed.
can't
we're-
play.
We're
you
never
can't
going
play,
to
you
change your
can't
mind.
play.
That's
We're
not
going to.
true. That is not true.
What
There
do-
is no
what do you
way
mean?
you could expect an 18-year-old kid to walk out there and just play like, oh,
The-
this is just like high school football.
There's
Here's-
plenty
It
of
just
them that
happened.
do it. There's plenty
There's
of them
not.
that do it.
Name a true freshman that was that good besides Trevor Lawrence and who?
exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm
Also-
coming up with it.
Thank you.
While Jonathan thinks, I think the
I
biggest
gotta
thing
pull out
that-
my ass. all
that we
these
got
numbers
the
here.
biggest thing we got to think of is when you are a true freshman, you are possibly 18, 19 playing against possibly 22, 23 and there's a big physiological difference between true freshmen and no, John, that's a real thing. That's a real
Yeah,
thing.
no, for sure. The kid also got drafted in the MLB. Like he could be playing pro ball right now.
Who
Okay.
First of all, he would not be playing pro ball right
He'd
now.
be playing in some rookie
city
league
pro.
for
He'd be
$7,000
playing
a
rookie
month.
league, but you know who's also in rookie leagues? 22, 23, 24-year-olds.
No,
There-
well,
and there's a-
well,
there's
it's
a
the same
difference
thing.
There's a difference
the same
between
thing. If you can
playing
play football, you
baseball
can
and
play
playing football.
If
when
you
you're
can
different
play
age
football, you
differences.
is a
can play football.
350 pounder going to chase me
Bro.
down and destroy me in baseball? No.
Okay, wait. What's the difference? What's
It's
the
grown
what's the-
men hitting
Yeah,
each other.
Okay, so Max Johnson is such a grown man compared to Connor Wickman.
In strength and
Yes.
stature, yes.
Yes.
He weighs 5 pounds more than the kid. What do you mean?
But also, there's
He's
so
not
much
as
more to
fast,
it,
he's not
Jonathan.
as-
You're
no,
playing high
bullshit.
school football 6 months ago, right?
Dude,
6 months ago,
oh
you're playing
my
high school football.
God.
Have you seen that? You're playing against high school football. College football is so much faster than high school football.
Also, the
We
what
started
you're-
3 freshmen last year on the line. What the
That-
fuck are you talking
And how did
about?
that go for us? How did that go for
It
us?
ended up fine at the end of the season. They had to grow.
At the end of the season,
Let
exactly.
Connor play. Oh, are we winning a national title this year?
there's
No.
there's also
Nope.
there's a difference between
Robert Griffin
playing-
was a true freshman. Josh Rosen was a true freshman.
And Josh
Fuck
Rosen was
it.
terrible.
Also-
Rosen
Not in
was
college.
terrible.
Not in
Not in
college. He was
college.
He
not.
was
Get the
not
fuck
that great
outta
in
here.
college.
Yes,
He
he
was
was
never that great.
perfectly fine.
Did his teams ever win more than 9 games? No.
Philip
Also-
Rivers was a true freshman. Chad
RG
Oh my
King
God,
was a
for
true
go
hey.
back to the
freshman.
80s?
Thank
hey,
you, Shane.
Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Shane.
A little research.
Hey, Shane, how are RG3's numbers as a true freshman?
1 sec.
Because Baylor was historically
Look, I
bad
hear you.
for forever. And then RG3 got good eventually. Yes, RG3 got good. But I guarantee you his freshman year, if he played
15 touchdowns, threw for 15 touchdowns, ran for 13. So there's the discrepancy there. And he accounted for almost 3,000 total yards.
And he was under 60% completion percentage. He only threw 3 INTs.
He only threw 3 interceptions his freshman year.
well, I'm in Big 12.
Dude,
So-
you can.
No,
do
yeah.
it. I don't under.
You
I'm
can
not-
do it, but the potential for something very terrible to happen is also there.
Oh, because you
They
know,
went 4-8.
because you
They
know,
went
we
Josh
have
Rosen-
great quarterback play as is.
Josh Rosen went 292 of 487 for 3,669 yards, 23 touchdowns, and a whopping 11 interceptions.
I think the only reason why people pay attention to Josh Rosen is because the 2 games against Texas A&M
Yes. He never did anything
in college. Josh Rosen was not a good quarterback in college. He had
he was
2
drafted-
incredible comebacks against Texas
He was
A&M.
drafted off of hype from high schools. Him and Christian
Question.
Hackenberg are the same person.
Is the quarterback play we are seeing right now like that? That's what we want to settle with. We don't even want to look
I'm
at
saying
the kid.
throwing a true
don't even
freshman in
wanna
there is not going
look
to be
at
any
him.
better.
We don't want to look at him.
If we had an offensive line to protect him, it'd be totally different, but we don't. You're asking this kid to make throws in 1.4 seconds.
I'm
Every
also
throw has to be made
curious.
in 1.4
I,
seconds.
I would love to see what is Connor's understanding of the Texas A&M offense right now.
I'm going to trust the coaches that see him
Well,
play every single day versus
here's-
us who have never seen him play.
Here's what I'm worried about. If
He's
he
not
feels like
transferring.
he can go somewhere else and
He's not
transfers,
transferring.
if he transfers, we lose Evan. We lose. I mean,
He's not transferring.
guarantee you, Stewart walks if we lose Connor.
He's not transferring.
Why?
I will
Why would he
say,
not?
1 sec. Wait, time
Why
out.
would he transfer?
To Austin and Blake's
would he
argument,
not?
in the top 40 best true freshmen to ever play college football, only 3 are quarterbacks.
Thank you.
Understandable, but that's also the fact that you just said 40 freshmen played college football. So, I mean, obviously the whole 18 to 24 doesn't really matter when you're a lineman, when you're a wide receiver, when you're
It does matter.
I think it still
Physical-
matters there too.
Look at Arkansas. Look at Arkansas as a football team.
Evan
last year-
Stewart just made that fucking DB look like a little bitch.
Of
What are you
course.
talking about?
You're gonna have guys that can do that every once in a while.
Also,
Oh,
yeah,
but
he's not a
fantastic.
quarterback.
We could have
How-
a quarterback that could do that.
Also, how great has Evan
Yes, you
Stewart
just
been
said it.
all season? Just letting you. How
Evan
great
Stewart
is
has what, 10 catches all season?
like Evan Stewart hasn't been
He's not been
No,
great.
he
has
hasn't
not
been that
he's
great.
not Randy Moss out there. He had a
He
good
is
game.
an athlete.
He had a
He's
good
an
game.
athlete.
But why
He is an
not
athlete.
try, dude? Like, we're not winning a fucking title here.
Eddie
Why
Pope
not
had a
try?
really great game against Alabama in
That's-
2013 too.
This is why me
Where's
and Johnny.
Eddie Pope right now?
Why
This
not
is where the-
try?
This is where the
Didn't he play in Canada?
disconnect
He's been playing in
is.
Canada for a long time.
I'm more middle ground or whatever. I don't know English, but I'm not as extreme as Jonathan. I understand the side of don't screw up your freshman quarterback. I get that, but at this point, we're throwing out a bag of bones to play quarterback. So if he gets beat up this year, Jimbo needs to have a real conversation with him and say, look, we threw you in a
He's hurt.
really bad situation.
You want to lose
did
a
not-
team real quick?
You did not
Do what
need to
y'all
be
are
in this
saying.
game.
That's how you
You're
lose
not-
a team real quick.
I'm surprised our whole defense isn't going to transfer after this year. Why would they want to play
Dude.
for our team when the offense can't help them?
Y'all are
We could
thinking
be
sky is burning.
screwed. We could be screwed this offseason if we don't figure out something.
The
No, I
transfer
don't
portal
agree
is
with that
way
one
different
bit.
than it's
We
ever
live
We're
in
been.
a
relying-
world where you can literally transfer and be in a new roster in 3 days and be perfectly fine to play.
Exactly. So you want to know how to lose them? You want to know how to lose them? Throw a true freshman out there who nobody believes in and see how quickly everyone leaves.
Go talk to, okay, since we aren't around the team, Jimbo needs to go talk to his captains and say, look, what do y'all think about putting this, even though they're high school kids, what do you think about putting
No,
this
no, no.
true
I don't
freshman in?
think you start Connor against South Carolina. I think you say, hey, you're going to play one set of, like,
You
one
can't do that to
possession.
Haynes. You can't do it to Haynes.
Why?
Can't do it.
Why
Talk
can't
about
you?
you want to lose Haynes.
Why can't you already benched Haynes? You benched him once.
You can't do
Yeah,
it.
Haynes
literally fucking sat the kid
Haynes is
down.
transferring anyway. Haynes is gone no
You-
matter what.
Hey, you benched Haynes King for a quarterback that has started in the SEC West already.
You didn't bench him for a true
You
freshman.
did not bench him for there's a
Oh, I
difference,
think-
Jonathan.
I think Haynes is gone anyway. I think Haynes is gone.
That's
may be
I don't
true.
think he's.
I don't care
But
about
he's-
Haynes leaving next year. I care about
Yeah,
making it to a
this
bowl
year.
game this year.
If you win 5 games this year, you want to see a recruiting class crumble? They gone.
No, for sure. But, like, holy fuck. Like, we got to do something.
The
Do you
offense
think
wasn't
Haynes
that
is-
bad this week.
One time with Haynes, though. That's the thing. One time.
Haynes
I'm
has
saying
played 4
if he
games
does
in his
not
career.
if he does not come out and just wow on South Carolina, I'm out.
You don't have to wow. Our defense will – South Carolina will be lucky to score a point.
Spencer Rattler would be another argument on why not start a true freshman.
We'll see.
He was terrible. There's so many examples. I don't know. Like, it's crazy to think you just – in the SEC of all places, you just trot out a true freshman to play quarterback. That's insane. It's absolutely insane.
I'm just the world
That's
is burning.
everyone's
point, so-
everyone's favorite player in college is not even the backup quarterback. It's the 5-star true freshman. That's everyone's favorite player that never
Yeah.
plays.
Because
Hey,
they do
you know
play,
Walter
but
Nolan?
just
You know
not
Walter
quarterback.
Nolan? Walter Nolan was what he was like nearly a perfect recruit on the D line. Dude's played okay because he's playing against grown men. He's
He
not
played a
playing
lot
against
better
kids
this
anymore.
week than he has been.
It's really
It's taken him 5 weeks.
it's really hard,
Yes,
I think,
but-
for scouts to judge high school football players.
This
because
is why
they're
I
playing
hate it.
against guys who look like me and they look like studs, and then they
And
play
you
against
never
like
get
all
that
four-
competition.
They look like all 4 of us sitting on this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're
they
playing
play
against-
a bunch of guys that look like us, and then they're like, "Oh shoot, this kid is amazing." And then he plays
Yeah.
against other athletes, and sometimes he is amazing, and then other times it's like,
Well,
maybe
it's-
not.
Here's a question for you.
Arch Manning.
Georgia.
Have you seen who Arch Manning is playing against?
Exactly.
And he
I
lost
might
his
be able to
state-
slice up the D. Against
He lost his state championship like 42-0 or something like that. last
Georgia,
year, so-
Alabama. How many true freshmen are they playing on either side of the ball? Maybe
None,
one.
Probably. Probably none.
Maybe one. There might be a wide receiver they throw out there every once in a while. They're not playing true
Problem-
freshmen on the D line. They're not playing true freshmen on the O line. They're not
I,
playing true
dude,
freshmen at
I
quarterback.
hear you. I'm just saying, like,
And I'm
it
just saying you're
wouldn't
wrong.
be a bad idea to have.
Yes, it would. It would be a
play
terrible
some.
idea.
It
It'd
could
be
be a real
terrible.
bad idea if we don't make a bowl
Okay,
game.
Fine. You may be forced
Yeah.
to do it anyways. Haynes has a
You might.
fucked up foot.
Now
If
there's
you force
there's
them, that's a different
totally
story.
different story.
Totally
Or-
different
I-
story.
Or
I
what,
will
you want
say,
fucking the
through this
walk-on play because he's a
conversation,
sophomore?
Austin
Like,
has
shit.
changed my
That
mind
is
almost.
dumb. That is not what we're
because-
saying. You fool. You fool.
No.
You are an idiot.
Austin
You
has
are an
almost
idiot.
changed my mind because I didn't. This whole time I've been arguing for what since we lost to Appalachian State, put Connor in.
I just want to see.
I haven't thought about the whole. If we don't make a bowl game, we're screwed. We are absolutely shit.
You're going to lose your team. You're going to lose your
Yeah.
recruiting class. You're going to
Now,
lose it all.
Yeah, we
Hey,
are.
It's not 100% true because Texas recruits well and they didn't make a bowl game.
Technically, they
Yeah,
were
but
invited
Texas
to a bowl
also-
They
game.
were invited to a bowl game.
Technically,
Texas
they were
finally
also
invited.
has, as much as I hate to say this, Texas has a historic past that we do not
They're the
have.
number one brand in all of college.
I
Yes,
understand.
we do not have that history.
I
Also, for
understand.
some reason,
dude-
people think Austin is a really cool place to live, and I don't understand that part.
I mean, it's cool if you want to see poop on the side of the road and homeless people, but
And
I mean,
needles.
other than
like-
that,
Now, I will say this: if like we're in a game and Haynes King has thrown 4 picks, yeah, throw Connor in
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
game.
But at this
Oh,
point,
okay.
I am
Why
not
not?
ready to do
Blake.
that.
I can.
I thought I
Y'all
would
are-
ruin them.
No,
there's
I'm
difference.
changing my mind.
Good.
It's just
But
it's
it's
just for
totally
that
different.
game. It's just
in
for
totally
that
different
game. It's just to
scenario.
close out that game. It happens
Johnny,
all the time.
Johnny, this is how that. Wait, time out. Stop, because I was on your side this whole time. What they're saying, and it makes sense, is don't start him and throw him into the fire. If it naturally progresses to that point, okay, they're fine with that. But
I
don't
agree.
just
Don't force it.
okay.
When coaches start getting desperate, things start going haywire.
I
Well,
understand, and
Bimbo
I
might
agree
be
with what you're
desperate.
saying. I'm saying that if we get any opportunity to let him take a snap,
Nope.
like let him take a snap.
Oh heck yeah.
Nope.
No, if we're up 49-0, let's do it. Throw him in.
Great. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
heck
But
yeah.
just to run him out there, Nope.
Oh,
We
see, no,
just
Blake,
need
you're
to
not
see him
you're
play.
not listening to Johnny either, because you got frustrated in this situation. I think Johnny's saying, like, if it naturally comes to the point where he gets to take a snap, let him
We
take a
just need to
snap.
see him play.
If
Yeah.
we're up by
We see him
49,
play
if
this
we're
year.
up 49
do
to
not
nothing,
need
great.
to wait till the end of the
If
year.
we're down by
and be like, we
40,
didn't see
let
him.
him take a snap.
That's fine. Yes.
Another
If
thing-
you were in any situation where you would normally put in your backup quarterback, Connor is
Let him
now
play.
the backup quarterback. Put him in.
Yep, let him play.
The
Just
other thing you have to keep in mind is he can only play in 4 games or else he burned his red shirt.
If we're talking about,
I understand. I
we
know
already
that.
talked about it. Like UT this weekend, I think they were still up 42-0, like late in the 4th, and Quinn Ewers was still playing. And I was like,
They
what?
After
ended
being
up
hurt.
blowing them.
I was like, what are you doing? Like, you were asking for your bitter rivals to just come in and take a cheap shot at your quarterback. Like, yeah, if it's a point where we are dominating a game,
Our bitter rivals, South
I don't
Carolina.
think I do not think we will ever get there. But if it's for some reason happens, heck yeah, man, throw
I'm about it.
Connor in there, and then on the very first play, let him throw deep.
Yeah.
Go for
I
it.
agree.
All right.
I was hoping at the beginning of the season that would happen.
Hey, let's get to a little bit more of an optimistic. Sorry, before we move on, anyone have any last thoughts about A&M Alabama things?
No, it was all right.
Yeah, I think we
That's
did a
about
pretty
all I
good
think.
30 minutes on that. So that's decent. Let's get to our untrue fact of the week. Our untrue fact of the week: Texas A&M knocked off #1 Alabama.
Yep. There it is. The untrue fact of the week.
It's untrue. Okay, we did not knock them off, but they are no longer #1. In fact, beating us by only 4 points is so bad you moved to number 3.
3. Yep.
So
I told all the local
Suck
UGA
it.
fans they should be thanking us.
yeah.
They should be thanking us.
So yeah, there we go. A little nice wrap up with a bow there. Our other recurring
That was
segment.
some doom and gloom shit we just had.
If you're new to the podcast, we typically open up with our untrue fact of the week, and then we talk about our gambling picks from the past weekend. And oh my goodness, you're not going to believe it, everybody, but everyone was at least even for the week. We're all winners this week, basically. Blake was our big winner of the week, going 3-0.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Jonathan
Yo,
also
the board.
Jonathan also technically undefeated and also leads our league in most pushes in a season because he keeps picking lines that are
I
not
have more
halves.
pushes than losses.
Because you
No,
picked
you're-
no half lines.
You're tied losses and pushes. And I went 2-1, and Shane was not a loser this week. He went 1-1-1. So way to go, Shane.
Hey, I didn't lose anybody money. That's all I got
And
to say.
more
Oh, you
important,
technically did lose it.
yeah, technically you did, but that's fine. More important than all of that, the
You
team
get
ride
refunded for the push.
hit.
Yep, that's it.
The-
That was
the
good.
team-
That was a good
the
effort,
team
boys.
ride hit, and that was a good win.
Good effort, boys.
Yeah, and it wasn't even close either. It was
No.
like
We weren't even
the-
sweating that out. We were all
No,
confident
didn't
for a
sweat
reason.
a single moment. And
Might
actually,
be the worst gambler.
I was really
After the last
thinking.
segment, that was a beautiful show of unity by us.
I was really thinking about taking the Volunteers this week as well against Alabama.
I wanted to take them so bad, but I can't bring myself to do it.
As much as I hate to say it, I almost did too, but y'all do not want to gamble with me.
Yeah.
Hey, you're turning the tide, Shane. Got off to
Improvement.
a strong. strong start there for the rest of the season.
My account at my bookie, we will take sponsorships, is not looking good right now. That's all I got to say.
I will say we are getting to the point where Vegas knows what's up, and gambling gets much more difficult from here on out. It's gonna
even when it looks good.
That being said, I looked at the NFL slate this weekend, and I was like, I want to take so many games. So
which is where they get you. That's where they get you.
Yeah, not great. All right, we're gonna keep on college football. We talked about this weekend in our little group text that we do, that we really wanted to talk about the Big 12, because I think for the first time ever, do we have positive things to say about the Big 12?
I got a lot of positive to say.
But
I'm
before
very
we do
limited in
that,
my positivity.
we have a new sponsor for this ad as well. This
Oh.
segment is brought to you by, what's that? My wife? Yes, by Austin's wife. She paid good money just to tell you that OU sucks. And while we're at it, here she is. Everyone, welcome to the podcast. Austin's wife, Sarah. She's coming on the screen.
Yay,
now.
Sarah.
Here, so you can hear what people are saying.
Get out of here, Blake.
So yeah, Texas beat OU 49-0, and Sarah paid our advertising price, which is $500 a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
We're steep. We have 40 viewers now, so we charge a hefty price to come
Premium.
and talk to us about how OU sucks. Sarah, take it away.
I think that is about it. It is 8:52 and OU still sucks.
I kept waiting for Texas to blow that game. I'm not gonna lie. I kept sitting there thinking, "Oh, they're gonna blow this. They're gonna blow
I
this."
have to admit, I was not feeling confident until 42-0. That is when I started.
42 is safe.
42
that's
is
42 is
safe.
safe.
Because not that I want to bring up the Tech game, but it was like when that was happening, it was like, what is our biggest lead and why is it 42? And why
Or
is that when we feel
The
comfortable?
Or
OU
OU
game
last
last year when they were up like
And
28 points.
as a guy that bet, the only time I've ever bet on the University of Texas was last year against OU, and I was sitting there pretty thinking, "Oh, this is easy. 3.5.
Yeah.
This is easy," and they gave up a touchdown.
Yep.
It was worse if you were actually there with all the
Oh, I'm
fans,
sure.
Blake.
Yeah, it's
So
not ideal.
I'm
Not an
sure.
ideal time. To
I
be
was
in.
a little bit sad to not be there this go around, but the
Oh, you
win
didn't
was a
go?
win, so
Oh, you're in Kansas
I'll
City.
take it.
Yep.
Good job.
Spoken
Good
like
job. You
a-
put in a lot of effort.
Spoken like a true Texas fan,
Still
Sarah.
not winning
Exactly.
the Big 12, but like, congrats.
Hey, Sarah, you just missed a good 30-long segment about the doom and gloom of the Texas Aggies. So don't worry. It's doom and gloom all around.
Yes.
It's not doom and gloom here. She's on cloud nine. They beat OU 49-0.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
could have lost
it-
every other game this year by 1,000 points, but if
And
they
they
beat
might.
Oklahoma
And they
49-0,
Hey,
Dave
and
Ball.
I'm so glad they beat Oklahoma 49-0 because now the Kansas Jayhawks are dogs to Oklahoma. It's a great day. to
And
see.
Iowa State. I want to bet the
Shock,
farm on
Jayhawks.
Iowa State because it's all-time letdown mode this week. All-time letdown mode.
Y'all
Really?
might have the hardest upcoming schedule in football. Y'all
We're
have
hoping that we
a
can just
rough
ride
schedule
this
ahead of you.
high. We're just hoping to ride this high on out and see what
Sarah,
happens.
you would be glad to know we're high on the Big 12 this year. So
we're about to do a
We're
whole
high
segment
on
on it.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see how the season goes. If Texas continues to win, I bet Sarah's going to want to chime in, especially if they're making Big 12 championship games and things like that. But for now, they still have 2 losses.
It's gonna be a
There's a
purple
long
team
way to
and
go.
an orange team.
They're-
They
they're
play
long
we'll
way
send
to
her
go.
we'll each send her our Venmo for that advertisement fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it right over.
I'm gonna send it to Dr. Good.
5. We will be
Give
sitting
my
at.
invoice.
Yeah, we would, but yours got hurt. So
Hmm.
we're back. We're ready.
Oh, she
Oh,
said
do
she
not-
said the infamous
Oh,
words.
do
Oh
not-
no.
Dexter,
Oh,
infamous
no.
kiss
we're
of death.
All right.
back.
All right. We gotta get out of here
Um,
before you cause any more irreparable damage
Kiss
to
of
your
death.
team.
I'm just saying it was intentional and I've drank all the Kool-Aid. So here we go.
Oh, the kiss of death.
Okay.
Oh no. I feel bad for her now.
Do not ask Mr. Longhorn how that saying went for him because it did not bow well.
Bold words by a bold woman
Ooh.
right there.
Yeah.
All right.
She watched Sam Ellinger too much.
Yeah. Hey,
That's a
the
bold
Colts might
statement.
also want to watch Sam Ellinger play football because all right. So
That's terrible.
there we go. That was fun. Let's talk about the Big 12. The best part about the Big 12 is legitimately, I think anyone can beat anyone on any given time. We'll say.
I would agree with that.
Jonathan, I know that you said you have lots of things to say about the Big 12, so get us rolling because
Dude,
I can't wait to disagree with it all.
TCU was one of the most entertaining games I've ever watched.
They might
I agree
win
with
an
that.
It was
ESPY for that.
electric.
They might win an ESPY for that game.
Dude, that game was electric. Every single back of the end zone touchdown pass, that was just a bomb. And like the tiptoe and the knee in and the sliding catch. Holy cow. It's like every time they got the ball, like obviously it's the Big 12. There's no defense involved in this situation. But
Still.
every pass to the end zone, it felt like it was a touchdown. Like it was just like, holy shit. Like, this is incredible. And then Kansas playing with a backup. That looks better than most starters. Like, the kid looked great.
Entertaining.
would you rather have him or Connor?
Him.
Oh, I'll take him all
Give me
day
him.
right now.
He did start last
portal,
year.
baby. Come
Yeah.
on.
He did start
Actually,
last year, so it's not like
But he
never
sucked
started.
last year, didn't he?
No, he did not.
Wasn't he terrible?
No.
Suck.
Okay.
They were decent. They were playing better at the end of the year. But it's like that game, Texas Tech comes out, scores with ease on the opening drive, and then the onside kick, and then I learned a rule of football that I had never heard in my life.
Oh, the
Dumbest
fair catch rule. Fair catch
Second
rule,
dumbest rule in football.
but that is
How
one of the
are-
smartest plays you'll ever see.
How
Agreed.
can you?
The
No, it
dumb
was
rule.
genius. But how can you call a fair catch off of a bounce?
You can call it off one bounce, which is why kickers now, you're not supposed to one bounce it. The reason why is because the easiest thing to do when you're kicking an onside kick is
Destroy
just
him.
smack
Blow
it
'em
straight
up.
into the ground and put the ball 25 feet in the air. And then everyone just goes and murders each other. And so then they don't want that for all of that one, I will say, we're going to talk about this more for probably quite a while in just a second. When it comes to player safety, those ones make
I don't
sense.
care.
Those
But if
ones
you-
make
if-
sense.
Don't care.
If you catch the ball without touching the other guy, I'm kind of like, all right, you probably deserve
Now,
that.
that one should be fine because I don't think he impedes on the other guy being able to catch the ball. Like,
What's keeping you from just doing that every time? Like, just even if you're not even
Yeah.
close to the ball.
Hey, by
The
far
ball-
one
if
of
the
the
ball
most
bounces
heads
twice.
up smart moves you
It
could
was
possibly
genius.
do is
sure,
call that
it's
fair
like
catch.
Randall Cobb on the kickoff where he runs out of bounds and lays
bounds,
down to touch
yes.
the ball. Like, it's
Yeah.
those kind of things where like which one, not only is it a good like heads up play by the coach or by the player, I guarantee you that the special teams coach has seen something on film and has been over
sure.
this with him or
Yes.
whatever. Like Randall Cobb, I guarantee you the special teams coach was like, hey, here are all the rules of a kickoff. You need to know them in like backwards and forwards just in case. I guarantee you they've seen something on
We sit in
film.
the
Like,
huddle.
they love to do this kind of onside kick thing out of nowhere, and you're going to fair catch because if you look, every single other player after he calls fair catches is immediately pointing saying he called fair catch. This should be illegal. And they
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone
The
on
I
that
bet, I bet they
squad,
said it in the
Coach
huddle
knew
before
it
they
was
ran out
coming.
there.
everybody on that squad knew if they do the weird onside kick thing, you call fair catch and it should be our ball no matter what.
It was a beautiful onside kick.
It was
Beautiful
perfect.
onside kick.
Perfect. Except for the fact that it
But-
only bounced once. Can't
Once,
have
I
yeah.
that.
hate the rule. I hate the rule. I think it's a dumb rule. I didn't know about that rule. And then everyone I was with didn't know about that rule. No one knew that was even a thing. And then the ESPN, and then the guy announcing the game literally says, I don't think I've ever seen that called.
I've seen it happen a couple times, and it catches you off guard every single time.
It happened multiple times in the NFL, but it
I know
was
the
never
NFL's happened for
it was
sure.
never where the defender caught the ball. Like it was always like
Usually in the NFL, they stop. When they call
Yeah.
fair catch, they stop immediately.
Correct. But that's also why you'll see the NFL has gone to this weird onside kick style now where they put the ball
They roll it.
sideways and they
Yes.
just roll it to where it's going to actually spin slowly past the 10-yard mark. And then they all just get there and like post up for the ball.
and kill each
Uh,
other.
I hate how impossible onside kicks have become. It's been eliminated from the game essentially.
In college
It's an
football,
art.
they
It's
still
an
let them
art.
run, right? So it's fun.
Yeah,
Like,
college you can run.
Yeah.
college
still
you can run. So onside kicks are
5 yards, I
possible.
think.
Yeah. They're still possible in college football as long as you don't one bounce it. In the
The
NFL,
NFL, it's impossible.
it's so difficult,
But
and which is why you've seen the
someone
rate
just
go
did
down to
it.
like 11.3%.
Was
Yeah,
it
but
Detroit that got the onside kick
kicks
last
are an
week?
But-
art.
Detroit got one.
The only reason why they got it is because the guy muffed the kick. Like as long as the
Yeah.
guy if caught it cleanly, which he had an easy opportunity to do, like that's the only reason why you're getting kicks now is if the guy just mishandles.
And
the ball.
Dallas got one last year where literally, who were they playing when that team
playing the
just
Atlanta
stopped?
Falcons. They're playing the
Atlanta
Atlanta
just
Falcons.
stopped.
Yes.
And they were the first
Yes.
kicker to do the weird spin route, and the
Yeah.
ball was just the play took like 8 seconds, and the ball was just slowly rolling to the 10-yard point. And at any point, an Atlanta Falcon could have just easily picked up the ball, but they were like, "No, it's fine."
I just sat there and watched it.
They've ruined the art of the onside kick because it like when we were kids, it was just the one bounce, get it as high as you can, and let's just let athletes be athletes and see what happens. And you can't do that anymore. It
I'm
takes
not
the fun out of
totally
it.
I'm not totally against it, but I wish there was a way to make it more achievable.
I'm not a yeah. I wish that the NFL would do like a 5-yard run rule like college or 3 yards, even just if you're gonna
Let them
be
get
doing.
started.
You got to have a running start for any chance of an onside kick to be possible. I get back in the day, they used to let the guys have like a 15 to 20-yard run up where they'd be at full sprint by the time the guy kicks the ball. And that's extremely dangerous. Let's not do that. But I mean, you got to give them at least a little bit of a head start because seriously, like onside kicks have dropped so low that
It's impossible.
it's
There's no point.
It already was at like 20%, and now it's down to like 11.3%. It's just like, what's
Yeah.
the point of even trying unless you
You have to
have
hope for a
try.
muff. You have to hope for a muff. That's the only way you
Also,
can get it.
I think the reason why the rate is so high is because that includes all of the times because there's been a couple onside kicks that have been successful this year where they've caught the team off guard. Like I think
Yeah.
if you looked at the percentage of onside kicks where the team is expecting an onside kick, I bet the percentage is more like 5%.
Agreed. Because like the one that won this week, somebody saw a hole in the kick return and they just kicked it in the hole and recovered it. I swear somebody did it this week.
I don't know.
Maybe it was last week.
I watched
Oh, no.
significantly less football than normal this week.
But
Well, the
speaking-
one
speaking
that
of-
always comes to mind is, and this is because I am probably watch the show too much.
Oh, the
But
Pat.
like the Pat McAfee against the Texans, like that was genius. I mean,
Yeah, that
was
still
perfect.
happens quite a bit. That's more of a college football thing than a professional football
Shoot.
thing now. But
Blake, I know what you're talking about. The kicker
Somebody did it this
recovered
week. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
The
kicked it
kicker
right to
saw
the
the
right
hole.
side.
he kicked it to himself.
straight
Yeah.
and then ran straight ahead, turned his body, caught the ball, and fell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point
It
is
was beautiful.
that's more successful. That's way more successful than a normal onside kick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
if you're in an onside kicking scenario, that will never work.
no,
No, yeah,
no.
exactly.
Yeah,
You got to catch
that
them off
is
guard.
that is a catching somebody off guard. It's like a fake punt, like they just weren't
Yeah.
ready for it. Kind
But as you bring up fake punts, I learned another rule this week in the NFL that you can't kick the ball past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
No, that was a couple weeks ago
No,
in college.
it was this week. See, the Seahawks
What?
are backed
see
up on
this.
their own 10. The punter gets the ball. He's supposed to punt it. Obvious as hell, this is not drawn up. He decides to run. As he starts to run on his own 10, he realizes, I don't think I'm going to make this. He punts it 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Oh well,
And-
that's like throwing the
can't do
ball
that.
past the line of scrimmage.
Dude,
Yeah.
But I thought it would be like, all right, 10 yards or 15 yards or half the distance to goal. No. It's from where the ball is and then half the distance to the goal.
Yeah.
It's
It's down.
basically the
It's
most
down.
intense rule I've ever seen.
It happened earlier this year in college too, where
Yeah, it did
the
happen
guy
in
acted
college.
like he was gonna kick it and then he he was like, "Oh shoot!" So he just
It's
punted
all,
it.
it was only half the distance to the goal based off of where they were on the field. Like this other guy in college did it like on his 25 and it was like a 10-yard penalty. That's it.
Oh.
But if you are within,
But you're at your own 10, like you're
Yeah.
backed up into the end
Yeah.
zone. You're almost when you catch the long snap, you're almost in your own end zone.
and that's why the Seahawks suck at football.
Dude, it was. I mean, I literally was like, "Huh, I've never seen anyone do that. I've never
it's
seen
a-
anyone
a
kick the
couple-
ball past it."
That's another college thing that sometimes college kickers do,
Yeah.
not in the NFL.
Pretty impressive
can't-
that he did it. And
Well, it's
the
'cause,
best part about
Seattle's
it is
got a
he's
rugby
walking
style
back to
kicker
the
too, doesn't he?
sideline.
Yeah.
What was that, Shane?
He's got the rugby style, so he's running up.
It's
8
Michael
yards
Dixon, is it
regardless.
not? From the University of Texas?
It was.
Well, that's what he was doing. He was doing the rugby style. But it's like the best part about the whole scenario is while he's walking back to the sideline, you can see all the coaches going,
Yeah.
In all fairness to him, Gino has been cooking,
Yeah.
so he
Yeah.
hasn't had a whole lot of chances to punt.
I actually
That's true.
think he actually would have got the first down if he would have just went for it. If
He's
he
probably
would have
gonna
just
shoot
took off.
If I don't get this,
he
gotta
would
Pete
have
admit
Carroll's
it.
gonna murder me.
I think he got scared. Should have done it. Another fact of the Big 12 is I want to say it here first and say it loud and proud. OU will be the Nebraska of the SEC at this point. Like
No,
they will
they
be
won't.
the next Nebraska, dude.
They won't.
I'm telling you right now, they're gonna be the next Nebraska. If you would have said Nebraska was gonna be what they are today in the 90s, people would tell you you're ridiculous. You're
I
an
know.
idiot.
We
Like,
had this exact same conversation on the pod
Yeah.
last week.
Aaron
They're not
Murray,
going
I
to.
heard, I heard a
Gonna happen.
podcast from Aaron Murray today, and he was saying the exact same thing. He thinks that could happen.
gonna happen.
Just only based on Venables. Venables does not like his defense is garbage to be
Terrible.
nice,
Terrible.
and that's
They
what he
will-
hangs his hat on.
They
That was
This
will
they
right
man's
figured
the
out
supposed
ship.
to be
year
one of the
one.
best defensive minds in the game.
It's only
They
year
will-
one though.
They will right the ship.
Venables also looks like he should check into rehab.
Yeah, he does.
He's getting that
If he
Sark
does,
treatment.
dude, if he doesn't right the ship before he gets to the SEC, he ain't gonna right the ship. There ain't no
So
right
Aaron-
the ship.
that's what-
once
I'm
you
not
get-
that
saying
was Aaron
he's going to
Murray's
right the
point.
ship. I'm saying Oklahoma will right the ship.
They ain't gonna.
Aaron Murray said if they had to go to the SEC next year, he thinks they'd be in trouble.
I
Scott
think
Frost was supposed to be the next coming to Jesus.
Well, Scott Frost is terrible, and he's a drunk.
They might be in trouble their first year that they come to the SEC. They might not have like, I mean, they're not going to come in and just be like, oh yeah, we're Alabama, we're going to do great. Like they're going to
When's the last time they
probably
beat an SEC team?
the
Alabama with Trevor Knight.
the problem is going to be one, how does the SEC get realigned?
Yes.
And like if we go to the pod system and Oklahoma plays us and UT and Arkansas, I like Oklahoma's chances there.
Well, they're still gonna have to play. I mean, they're still gonna have to play
Correct,
6 other
but
teams.
but they might on a certain year their schedule for the other teams might be easy, right? They might grab Vanderbilt, they might grab South Carolina, they might grab Mississippi State, which
Mississippi
For-
State is not an easy game.
it's not an easy game, but it's easier than the year that you get Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, all those kind of schools right now. Like
Dude,
if you
Mississippi
avoid Mississippi State's a
They're
good
scary.
team. You
They're
cannot
scary at the moment.
they're scary to A&M. They are not scary to the other
No,
big dogs. of
agreed.
the
And
SEC.
Mississippi State has like 26-year seniors. Once again, this is the good point. They are grown men playing against kids.
So
Yeah, what
I'm
did
just
we
saying-
what did we say during that game? Our text. These are grown ass men.
I'm just saying that Oklahoma can easily, they're one of the richest programs in the country. They can get right quickly. Nebraska was not ever one of those places in the
My
90s.
only
Also-
point with Oklahoma is I think recruiting becomes much more difficult for them.
I
being
do
in
too.
the SEC.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's my only point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they
They're
get a
not
lot
going to
of
recruit like
guys.
they have.
They get a lot of guys from Texas, from the
I
state
mean,
of Texas.
everyone gets a lot of guys from Texas.
no,
Texas
no,
is one
but
of the-
they get a lot of the what you would call the lower tier, lower star guys, but they're not that. They're good players.
Oh, I
And
think
why-
they were. they recruit based on the fact that they're going to dominate the Big 12 every year, and they're not going to
Yeah.
dominate the SEC every year.
Correct.
100%.
And
That's my only point.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that they could easily. I don't think that. I mean, they're obviously not. I don't think they're going to come in and start pushing Alabama for control of the SEC West. I don't even think they'll necessarily have as good of a first year as Texas A&M did. But I think if you
Yeah, but
look
we
at
had
them,
Johnny.
I think if you look at them 10 years down the line, they could easily be where A&M is right now, which is not great.
Oh, I think they'll be right in line with
But
A&M, LSU.
last year
kinda
A&M
that bunch.
was
More of a
last year
Missouri
A&M
type.
was the 5th best team in the country according to everybody. So that's not like a bad thing.
No,
But
agreed. I just think life
Oklahoma's
is
not
going to
make the
difficult for
playoff
them.
every year like they used to because
No.
they got to dominate the Big 12. Like
Exactly.
they're definitely going to go.
That's-
They're going to go down, but like I don't think
Everything
they're
gets
going to
more
all of a
difficult.
sudden become Nebraska.
Well,
Why-
Nebraska's
but
exceptionally
the,
bad.
The thing is like, why go there instead of elsewhere?
What do you mean? Why go to Oklahoma?
Like if you're an SEC caliber player and you had the choice of Oklahoma or Ole Miss,
Oklahoma pays more.
I was
They'll
gonna
still
say
get
Oklahoma.
they'll still get some guys, but will it be so easy to sell Oklahoma? Probably not.
No, I mean,
Oklahoma's got donors because they got
yeah,
oil money.
Oklahoma's a much richer school than Ole Miss and those school like Mississippi State and those things. So that's why they're going to get the big
Yeah,
names still.
the Mississippi
which can be
school,
fine.
the Mississippi schools might be screwed.
Now, obviously, NIL is going to need to be into account there because I don't know if you've ever been in Norman, Oklahoma, but it sucks.
yeah, I've been.
It's a bad place.
sucks.
But even before NIL existed, they were getting really good recruits to go to Norman, Oklahoma. So, I mean,
It's
there's
probably like going to Lawton, Kansas, or whatever the hell it's called.
there's
What is it
also
called?
there's a pedigree there
Kansas.
too.
Yeah.
Does Oklahoma have the most Heisman winning quarterbacks?
Oh, for sure. It's not
Probably.
even close, I don't think.
Like it's not even close. Like
Yeah,
I
What do
mean,
they have, 4?
3 under one.
they got more than
coach.
that. Landry Jones,
No, I'm
Well,
saying
Jason
under
White?
one coach.
Jason White,
Did Landry
Bradford.
Jones win one? Landry Jones didn't win one.
I think he did.
I don't think Landry Jones won one.
I mean,
Bradford did.
why do I even? Well, I mean, I don't know. Bradford
Landry
won.
Jones was good after Bradford, but
They have 4 at least.
4?
I
Yeah.
think Landry Jones won a Heisman Trophy.
Did Jason White win one?
Jason White definitely won. Sam Bradford definitely won. Kyler and Baker all win.
Landry
What's
Jones
the-
did not win one. I'm gonna cry if Landry Jones.
I
won a
feel
Heisman.
like I'm pretty confident Landry Jones won a Heisman.
I think Landry Jones.
Nah, he
won
didn't.
a
He
Heisman.
didn't. He didn't.
Oh, he didn't? Okay, we're good. Whew.
Yeah,
Whew. But I mean, still, they've got 4 Heisman winning quarterbacks. I mean,
he was
they've
up
got,
there.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of really good running backs that have come out of that school as well.
No, for sure. But
Like they've got a bunch of good players.
the sell of the Heisman quarterback situation is also the fact that that coach left.
Yeah, I think I can easily see that they're going to give Venables this year, obviously, unless they just lose every game from here on out.
They're not going to.
Which they're not going to, because have you seen Iowa State?
Bad.
But they can easily, if Venables, if they're a 500 team again next year, like Oklahoma will have no problem firing Venables very quickly and bringing in the next big head coaching prospect.
You know
Agreed.
who has done that for the past 10 years? Texas.
I don't think that they've got the.
What's his face was that?
Do we think
I can't remember
that
their name.
there's-
They've been through so long. What's his face from? God dang, the last one.
Not Charlie Strong. Tom Herman was the next
Tom
big thing.
Herman.
Charlie
Tom Herman
Strong-
was the next big thing.
Charlie
was
Strong
not.
was Texas's like 17th choice, and just
Yes.
no one would take the job.
Tom Herman was the big fish.
But
Tom
what,
Herman
I would even
was
say
the-
Sark. I would
It's
even say
not-
Sark was the big fish.
it's not out of the
No,
question.
no, he wasn't. Urban Meyer was the big fish, and they couldn't get
Urban
him.
Meyer's the big
Urban
fish.
Meyer was the big
True.
fish. They all, man, I remember the day. It was hilarious. Everyone thought
Texas's
that
donors
Urban
should have took
Meyer,
Urban Meyer to 6th Street.
Urban Meyer,
bang some college girls.
Urban Meyer posted a photo or something on social media, and
His
there were
wife did that.
there were curtains in the background, and everyone in Austin thought that they were the curtains at this like one hotel in Horseshoe Bay, and like everyone was like, he's in Austin, like everything's great, he's coming to sign the paperwork, and it was great. It was a fun day. But yeah, I mean, Oklahoma will have. I'm not saying Oklahoma's going to come into the SEC and just start dominating. I'm just replying to Jonathan's comment. They will be better than Nebraska.
I think we're seeing the downfall of Oklahoma football.
I think we can end it at that. They'll be all right, but it's not going to be as easy as it once was for them.
I think if Nebraska can fall off their high horse,
Nebraska's in a little different situation because Nebraska's in no man's land.
When's the last time you saw Nebraska be any good?
Nebraska was dominant in the 90s.
The 90s, they dominated football.
The 90s were 30 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're way
just like this hat. The 90s were 30 years ago.
But I think
the
point is Oklahoma.
30 years from now. So that it could happen.
Thank you for that, Jonathan.
No, but it could happen to anyone. The point is the fact that
Jesus could come in 30 years.
Nebraska was in the Big 12 championship in 2007.
I mean, yeah, Jonathan, it could happen to anyone. Like Oklahoma right now could be hypothetically doing something incredibly illegal, and they get sanctioned like SMU, and then they just fall off a cliff.
Exactly.
But that's a highly unlikely scenario. That's happened. Baylor back in the day with Art Briles. Like, I mean, yeah, but also, I mean, Baylor's not back this year, but Baylor ended as a pretty decent program last year. I mean, obviously something terrible could go wrong at any point, right? We could learn that Nick Saban is Lucifer himself, and then like Alabama could fall off a cliff. But no. Whoever is Tom Brady's trainer is Lucifer himself, because he signed a deal with Alex
Guerrero,
whatever his name is. Yeah. But
I'm just saying
it's possible,
not beyond possibility that Oklahoma becomes the next Nebraska.
Yeah, but you can say
highly unlikely.
And I'm not saying Nebraska's gonna be bad forever. I'm just saying 30 years ago they were great. They're not great now. They could be great in 30 years. It's
possible. 30 years is a very long time.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be 60. I would be 60 years old. And
the Big 12
you up saying, "Bitch, I told you."
Big 12, extremely fun to watch. I think the games this weekend actually are pretty terrible. There is one big top 25 matchup in the Big 12 this week between Oklahoma State.
There's only like 4 games. Yeah, there's only like 4 games in the Big 12 this week.
There are 6 top 25 games this week, which is pretty awesome. And I think we got one from each conference, if I'm not mistaken. Looking at it, we got
this is the
Big
first
12
week of the bye weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, there's bye weeks going on. But we got Penn State, Michigan. I don't know if Penn State's actually any good. So, or Michigan, but I'm always cautious with Big 10 football at the beginning of the year. We'll see how it goes. Alabama,
this
Tennessee.
Is the first week for NFL bye week.
I think Alabama's legit on upset watch.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't put money on it, but I would say they are in trouble.
The Vols plus 7.5 looks.
If our offense can put 24 or whatever,
super tasty. It just depends.
But wait, time out. There's another team that, since maybe I could be totally wrong. This could be a freezing cold take, but since Peyton Manning left, has Tennessee been worth a shit? No.
They were good in 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They were good. They weren't great though.
I mean,
they were top 10 in the nation.
Was Tennessee super great before Peyton Manning?
No.
Or did they just get
they were good. They
won
a couple national championships.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's the parity is unreal. I mean,
I think that game comes down to, is Bryce Young playing this week?
They have not said yet, and they probably will not say until the game starts.
Yeah.
Dude, how much mind fuck was that?
I can 100% guarantee that Bryce Young will or will not play.
Like,
he'll play this week because he was. I think he was close last week, but they were like, let's hold him out.
And I think also Nick Saban is on. Hey, our backup will not win us this football game Rocky Top. So also, I think Bama being 7.5 point favorites shows me that he's playing.
And they opened at like 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Anyone want to go to Tennessee this week? Can go watch that game?
Can't
Have
do.
you seen interest rates?
The get-in price was like $450.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Man.
All right, we also have Oklahoma State TCU this weekend. We'll talk about that game a little bit more later.
I think that would be a good game.
Maybe that game. Maybe we go to that game.
NC State, Syracuse. I mean,
Don't care.
we're gonna find out. Is Syracuse legit? Will they stay on?
Are they ranked? Is Syracuse really ranked?
5-0.
No, they're
They
5-0.
They're undefeated.
Yeah.
Their running back is hilarious on Twitter.
And then we got Mississippi State and Kentucky. Kentucky is terrible, but Levis is playing again. So
Like, is that the
What?
kid that tweets his own stats and shit?
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
Dude,
he's
that
like,
dude's hilarious. Bro.
I am very disappointed in my game this afternoon, but we came out with the W.
yeah.
I
Oh,
had 493 yards rushing and 100 yards passing. I will do better next week.
I love it.
It's so
Is he
funny.
the Tim? Is he the Tim Tebow of Twitter?
You gotta look it up for it's what is his name?
I don't know, but it's so fucking funny.
Well,
Sean
Blake-
Tucker.
Hmm.
Look up Sean Tucker on Twitter. It is
There you
hilarious.
go. While
I don't
I
have a
apologize
tweet
to
with
the Pac-12. I forgot that USC plays Utah, but no one stays up that late to watch.
No one's
their
gonna
game.
watch that. What is that at 10:30 on the Pac-12 network? which
It's
nobody
actually
has?
7 o'clock on Fox. But
Oh,
But
okay.
I watched
Oh,
all.
they got a primetime game on the Pac-12.
yeah,
I watched the Pac-12 late game at night every weekend.
Not if it's on the Pac-12 network like it's been the past couple weeks. Who has the Pac-12 network?
I have it.
I
I,
do.
have the Pac-12.
Blake, you do too. You have it on
No, I do not.
YouTube TV. Yes, you do.
I've never seen the Pac-12 network on here.
Dude,
Yes, you
I
have it
just
on. I have it.
One Pac-
I usually watch the first quarter and then I fall asleep and I wake up when they're talking about how great of a football game it was, and I mosey on into bed and go, "Wow, glad I didn't stay up for that for shit." And that's about how it goes.
all right, gentlemen, we
seriously,
gotta
I
move
have
on.
like 15.
Here we go.
Pac-
Wait, Sean Tucker's last tweet. Here we go. Saturday we won. Syracuse 59, Wagner 0. I'm pleased with the outcome of the game. 5 wins and now a much needed bye week. I'm pleased with my performance, but with 7 games left, I'm still working hard. The grind never stops. I rushed for 232 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 receptions, 15 yards. Thank you, Sean Tucker.
All right,
Wait,
that's
look how
some
many
hot-
Pac-12s I got, bro.
For-
I
One,
don't use-
2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh.
6.
wow.
I also I'm gonna follow him. I don't have a Twitter at Coach Talk. I don't have Twitter, but I'm gonna follow him on Instagram because he looks like a good follow.
He's
he-
funny.
Looks
I
like
can't.
a
I don't
good
know.
follow.
I don't know if you should take him serious or not. I can't decide.
All right, we gotta keep it moving.
NIL update.
We're gonna move on to the professional game
All right,
now.
let's go. Let's go. Move
All
on.
right,
I gotta
because
wake
there's
up
a
in
lot-
4 hours.
ooh, there's a lot to talk about there as well. This brings us to our next segment, which also, did you know, we have an ad for?
Ooh.
Our next segment is brought to you by NFL referees. Are you a blind
Oh,
man who
thank
enjoys
God.
making the entire country upset by throwing flags on plays that make no sense? Then sign up today.
I'm coming for him. I'm coming for him.
All right. Before we get into our specific teams, let's talk about the highlights from the weekend. And I'm going straight to our Atlanta resident for this one.
Let's go. They got absolutely hosed. My gosh. They're lucky they covered because I would have been so pissed if they didn't cover because what was the guy supposed to do?
Yeah,
I
Grady
would love
Jarrett.
to know.
If you haven't seen the play, go look it up. Grady
He
Jarrett.
didn't even really fling it.
Grady Jarrett on 3rd and 6 runs a great play, great stunt, sacks Tom Brady, who is running away. He's not
Yeah.
trying to throw the football. He sees Grady Jarrett and he tries to run. And 43-year-old Tom Brady, or however old he is at this point in time, cannot run away faster than a defensive lineman. And he gets grabbed around the waist and thrown to the ground, similar-ish to how Tua gets thrown to the ground. So, of course, our man, Jerome Boger,
I hate Jerome Boger.
He's an absolute freaking buffoon.
the same referee from the Bills-Ravens game, which had the controversial
Yep.
roughing the passer last
Yep.
week as well, throws the flag. The
Yep.
Falcons, I think,
ended the game.
it technically doesn't end the game. There's
But it
still 4
did.
minutes left, and the Falcons could have got them off the field, and they don't.
But it was
But-
third and it was third
third and
and
6.
9 or whatever it
Something
was
like
at
that,
that point.
It-
It was like they got him off the field.
They got him off the
did what they were
field.
supposed to do.
They got him off the
And then
field.
that idiot referee.
It did end up
Is-
changing the game. It's so
Yep.
dumb. It's
The
so
other thing is
dumb.
Atlanta was dominant. Atlanta had all the momentum. They were dominating.
So everyone keeps
is
saying
Borger pulling a Tim Donaghy? Are we got Tim Donaghy situation on our hands?
That was
No.
I'm sorry. Let's just get into the refereeing right now. Holy crap, like that I'm very slow to be like, oh, this rule is gonna ruin football. That rule will ruin football games.
so. Yeah,
100%.
Jerome Boger.
They all ruin football.
Jerome Boger, statistically, or what historically is the word I was looking for, has been one of the worst referees of all time. But I will say this: there's a very low percentage of people who can be the referee, and so apparently Jerome Boger's the best we got. And they put him on the Falcons-Bucks game because they figured that the Bucks were going to blow them out, and that it doesn't matter that he sucks.
The
But
Falcons are covering
unfortunately,
machines.
he does suck, and it did matter that they put him there.
And
And,
it
yeah,
ruined the football game.
Ruin the
my
game.
biggest thing, and we'll transition to this as well. We have the Chris Jones play, obviously, on Monday Night Football.
Insanity.
I think we need to clarify the penalty is called roughing the passer. And I think if you're going to call it roughing the quarterback, that makes sense. But in both scenarios, Tom Brady
Yes.
nor Derek Carr were passing the ball.
Derek
They
Carr
were
didn't
just-
have the ball in his hands.
Yeah. So,
I
like,
agree.
I think that that's the thing. I think if Tom Brady had thrown that ball and then Grady Jarrett came in and slung him to the ground like that after he's thrown the ball,
Fair.
it's sure we can talk about it. But like the NFL has clearly overreacted to Tua because
Yep.
in the game where Tua does the hands thing, that wasn't a penalty the way he was tackled because it wasn't a foul. Like slinging the quarterback to the ground was not a foul 2 weeks ago. But
No,
They
it's
fixed
football.
the wrong problem.
because now the Chris Jones, the weight on the quarterback has been
That
a
was
foul
that
since
but that
Aaron
was
Rodgers.
horseshit.
Bullshit.
Since Aaron
that was
Rodgers, but
horseshit.
in my opinion, and I will say I'm very biased, as you can see by the hat on top of the head. If you don't have the football, you are no longer the passer, in my opinion.
Yep. Nope.
But like, sorry, if you don't have the football via a fumble, you are no longer the passer. And Chris Jones does an incredible thing where he doesn't just strip it; he catches it, and so he
Yeah.
can't put his hands down to catch himself because he has the football. So if anything,
Yeah.
he is no longer a defender; he is the attacker. And Derek Carr is actually the tackler of the
Roughing. Yeah,
play,
he's roughing him.
even though it's dumb. But whatever.
That was the crazy thing about the Grady Jarrett play, though, is that Tom Brady landed on top of Jarrett.
yeah. And
He lessened the fall.
in the same game, Mahomes gets slung to the ground by Perriman.
Call.
No call,
call.
which I agree with. Shouldn't be a call. It should not be
If you're
roughing
gonna
the
call
passer.
it once, you got to call
But
it
if you're
every
gonna
time.
call it once.
Yes, that's
As
the problem.
as a Raider fan, I will agree the call was bad. The call was bad. It shouldn't have been called.
Well, if you disagreed, you'd be the only man on the planet that disagreed.
No, I understand. But listen, as a person who thinks
Uh-oh.
that we should, as Troy Aikman said,
Ooh,
take the dresses off.
Troy Aikman
Troy
went
was getting
bold.
canceled.
Take
Troy
the
He's getting
Aikman
dresses
was
canceled.
off. Play fucking football. Every
No.
tackle should be legal. It's a fucking tackle. It's a physical sport.
I
Quit
will
trying
say-
to protect everybody. They get paid $25 million
You
a
have to
year.
protect
Let
them.
get
You
fucking
have to
hit.
protect them. You
Why?
have to protect
Why?
them.
Why?
Because there will be no more football if you don't protect them.
I will say
That's not true. There are
That is
plenty of
true.
guys sitting around trying to find it a way into the league.
sorry, there will not be high quality football anymore. I will say this. If the quarterback has thrown the ball, the falling on them with your
Yeah.
full weight rule makes more
if he has
sense
the ball, it should be fair game.
because their arm is in an awkward position, like it's extended as they throw it. Dude, if you have the ball in your hands,
You're fair
You
game.
took it.
You're fair game.
as long as you're not
You're
hit in the
fair
head,
game.
you should be
No,
fair game.
bullshit.
Because no,
Bullshit.
it's just like
if you don't want people getting hit in the head, take the fucking helmets away. People won't hit them in the head.
We talked about this last week. I agree with you there, but the
It's-
helmets are going to stay. So
It's a
there's
stupid
no
rule.
reason. There's no reason
It's
to
a
hit a
stupid
quarterback in the
rule.
head. There's no reason
No,
to hit
I
a quarterback.
I can't wait. In 15 years, they're gonna come out and say, if you don't hit them between the waist and the shoulders,
Well,
you're not allowed to hit. It'll be an
we're
illegal
already
hit
there.
all the
So
time.
Yeah, I was
They
gonna
already
say
said that. That's already a rule.
that's-
That's already a rule.
Troy last night is saying it. He's like, all right, you can't hit him in the head. You can't hit him below the waist. You can
No, you
wrap
can't
them
sling
up
'em.
around the waist, but you can't sling them
No,
to the
no,
ground.
no. I'm not
So,
even
like, you
just talking about quarterbacks. I'm talking
No.
all the way around the field. Like, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
My
bullshit.
problem with it is you're asking guys like in like split second decisions.
Mhm.
The defender's got to think, okay, I can't hit him low, I can't hit him high. Now I can't hit him in a weird, awkward position that will cause me to
You
fall.
can't
on
hit him from an
And I
angle
also
anymore,
can't hit him
but
the
you
side-
also
I
can't hit him
from the
flat.
side. You
No,
can't hit
you
him
have to
from the
do a
side
Max
either because
Crosby and
it's
just
going to get
wrap him
flung.
up.
Max
You
Max
literally have
Crosby.
to give him a hug and just hold him.
Strip sacks are dead. Strip
Yeah.
sacks are dead. Sacks are dead. Like, it's all dead. It's
Max
terrible.
Crosby
rule.
and
If it
Frank
doesn't
Clark are the
change-
only ones who did it right last night, and they just wrapped up the quarterback and just held him straight up.
And did you see
Hey,
Max after that? He was laughing. He
Yeah.
literally picked him up
It's like
and
the
then
Pro
set him
Bowl.
down and was laughing because
Yeah.
he knows this rule is fucking stupid.
What was it a couple of years ago where Kevin Hart went on NFL Network or something and did a bit on how you got to tackle, and he had someone tackling him and said, "Oh wait, set a pillow down before
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
put me on the ground."
No,
Like
we're gonna get.
that's where
we're-
we're headed, and it
No.
just
I can tell you exactly where we're headed. We're headed to training camp. It's just if you can get there and if you can put two hands on the quarterback, then
Yeah,
it's a down.
Yeah.
Then it's
Yeah.
down. We're
Dude,
gonna go.
fuck that.
Every other player is tackle, but quarterback is gonna be two hand touch.
My
I
problem
will
with it is
become the
too.
biggest Australian rules football fan ever.
yeah.
The problem
Yeah.
is they reacted to the wrong thing. They reacted to what happened on the field. What should have been reacted to was the whole concussion protocol. got
Correct.
Totally.
They're
obliterated.
blaming. I don't remember who the Cincinnati Bengals defensive tackle is, but they're basically saying that it's by changing
It
the
was
rules for
probably
that.
Hendrickson.
They're making it. No, it wasn't. It was like their third string defensive tackle. They're making it seem like what he did was a dirty play.
It's wrong.
and it
which is
wasn't.
not true. The problem is that Tua took two big hits in 4 days in the exact
Tua
same
should have
spot.
never been out there.
Tua shouldn't have been on the field. We've been over this as well. And
Don't care.
it's just
Classic Roger Goodell fashion. Classic Roger Goodell fashion.
But
He makes it
it's
unwatchable.
just
yeah.
like
Dude.
Austin. I mean, you hit it on the head. It's if you've got the ball, you're fair game. Yes, do not hit him in the head. I'm all for that. Okay,
Yeah.
don't hit him in the head. But if
Fuck
you've
that.
got the
Take his head
ball
off.
and you're not and your arm is not going forward, well, even if your arm's
Yeah.
going forward, I still think you're fair game. But
If
like
the ball's
you-
still in your
you've
hands,
got
you're
the-
free game.
Yeah, you've got the ball. If as long as it's a clean hit, not to the head, you're gonna get hit. That's part
Well-
of the risk you take by getting paid millions of dollars.
I also
play
get the weight
NFL.
the weight thing. I totally get because guys were like picking the quarterback up and
Yeah.
slaying him on the ground.
Yes.
They call
That
it by
can't happen.
intent. Call it by
Yeah.
intent.
I'm there. Let's use common sense. There has to be like the one last night, Chris Jones. That was a normal hit.
As a
And he
The
fan,
breaks
problem
himself.
is referees do not use common sense. They do not use common sense.
as a fan of soccer,
It's the league.
if you start calling things based off of intent, that just gets super subjective, super terrible. It's awful.
Then fine. Then don't call it at all.
Yeah, it
Just
needs
call
to
it all
be.
then.
It needs to be. No, it needs to be. It needs to be the Aaron Rodgers rule because that's the play it happened on. Aaron Rodgers had just thrown the ball. Like it needs to be. You can't land on him if he has thrown the football. Like if he
On a
if he
normal
still
play
has the
when he's
ball,
got the
it's
ball
just
in
a
his
normal
hands.
play. Also,
Can we just
Aaron
make
Donald-
it reviewable?
Aaron, no, I don't want that. See, I think that's the problem. Remember when the big thing, so the NFL's biggest problem, in my opinion, is they are the most reactionary company
Yes.
of all time. The
They
Saints
are.
lose
Yeah.
to the Rams in the playoffs in the
Yes,
worst
yep.
pass interference non-call of all
Yep.
time. So what do they do next
Yep.
year? Hey, let's review pass interferences. That was
Went terribly.
terrible.
And
so
the Saints got screwed the
Every
next
play.
year.
Every play got reviewed.
every play got reviewed and every play didn't get overturned. And so
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if they were going to review that last night, they weren't going to overturn it because Chris Jones does land on Derek Carr with all of his body weight, except for the fact that
kind of braced himself with the
he
left
puts his
hand.
left hand down, but that's it. He's still like his left hand does hit, but then after his left hand hits, his full body hits Derek Carr. Like,
But if it's a personal opinion call, can we just tell the referees to leave that out? If it's a matter of personal opinion, we don't call it.
yeah,
If we don't want to
just-
review it, just leave it out.
This weekend was the first time I ever had the thought this game is in trouble. Now, the NFL has us by the balls. We'll watch regardless.
yeah,
But that was the first time I had the thought,
Yeah.
like, this is gonna change games
That's
if this
not
keeps
true.
going this way.
I will not watch if it becomes two-hand touch for
Okay, the
quarterback.
NFL
I
has
will
me by
not
the balls. I will watch regardless.
That's-
Mr. Booger is he has changed 2 games outcomes by his own damn lonesome.
yeah.
You
I mean,
can't
dude,
have
the
Falcons
new
won.
rule that they put in
in
place
the
on
ru- in the world of sports betting, you cannot have a referee deciding the outcome. I know that
Oh, well,
players
are you kidding me?
and
That's
coaches
that's
and
Vegas's
owners do
favorite
not
thing.
give a shit. I know, and Vegas doesn't care. But you cannot have referees deciding the outcome of a game. You can't. You just can't.
Well, the new like tour rule that went in state this week. I mean, Miami suffered severely from it.
Oh yeah, the wobble test.
That was dumb too. That's
Dude,
dumb too. Because
my
one guy's
dude
gonna determine it.
Cleared protocol, literally passed your fucking test, and he's not allowed to come back in.
Yeah, the wobble test was a problem. I still think with Teddy Bridgewater that the Jets were winning that game. They were on a roll.
Yeah,
I understand that, but still, like, that's bullshit. That is
I agree with that,
complete
too.
bullshit. And then, no shit, this week was the most concussion protocol I've ever seen. in
Yeah,
my
oh
life.
God,
Everyone
yeah.
that got
Oh
touched
God.
Yeah,
I'm
was
blaming it
like,
on the new
Give him
helmets.
the tent. Give him the tent.
I'm blaming the new helmets. I've never seen this happen before. I'm blaming it on the new helmets.
hmm but
Or the neck thing. The neck
Maybe the next
thing.
thing.
yeah, they need
It's
the,
actually cutting off
stabilizer.
the
if
circulation.
everyone would wear the snake oil neck brace thing that Tony Pollard wears, then no one would have a concussion.
The funny part is
Just
they're
take the
acting
dresses
like
off.
that holds the blood in your head as if it doesn't also constrict the blood from entering your head. You dummy.
So I was trying to just restrict myself last night. I wasn't on Twitter trying to follow the thing, but has Troy Aikman already received a bunch of blowback for that comment?
Oh yeah.
As
Oh,
soon-
Sarah
I'm
Spain.
serious.
Sarah Spain's favorite night was last night. She was going off about the dress
As
comment.
soon
She
as
started posting
Ooh, as soon as he
pictures
said
of
it,
guys
I
in
winced.
dresses.
As soon
I
as he
Y'all know
said it, I
Sarah
got
Spain?
nervous.
Anything.
Huh?
I
Y'all know
haven't
Sarah
seen
Spain?
anything about
I
this.
also didn't see anything, but as soon
Oh,
as he
I
said
saw
it, I
it.
was nervous. I
Sarah
was like,
Spain
"Oh,
was
you
going
can't
off.
say that, Troy."
It was literally it might be my favorite quote by any announcer ever.
Let me go on a 2-second rant real quick about sports writers. Sports writers are the most like self-righteous fools that have ever existed. They think they're heart surgeons. They think they are saving lives and they are like providing this incredible service to the community. I got news for you. Nobody gives a crap about y'all and nobody cares about your work. Who reads written work these days? That's why part of my take is so big.
No one.
That's why all these podcasts are so big because nobody gives a crap about your written work. And
Oh,
Sarah Spain is the
I read
freaking queen of
ESPN
it.
articles all day, every day. I
You're the
love
one
listening.
person that
who
still
Sarah
reads ESPN
Spain is.
articles.
You're
I
in
love it.
Sarah Spain
minority.
is the
'cause
worst human on the planet.
I don't know who
She
that
thinks-
is.
Oh, she's on ESPN every day. How do you know who she is?
No,
She's on ESPN every day.
I don't watch ESPN, bro. Barstool. That's about
I got
it.
Hey,
I got work. I can't watch ESPN during the day.
Well, I don't watch it during
no,
the day,
but
but if
she's
you
she's on the app putting articles out, and the second I see any article, I say, "Yeah, not gonna waste my time."
she's
Bye.
the worst. She's
I will
literally
say
in her
this.
position. She loves to be like the self-righteous, like woman knows sports. She got famous because she posted an ad when the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl saying, I will go with any rich man that will give me tickets and I will do all kinds of stuff with him if it gives me tickets to the Super Bowl.
Nice.
And she wants to be like the
How about,
self-righteous
the-
feminist.
the articles I read are
Well.
mainly about soccer,
How about
We're
F1,
canceled
sports
now.
betting, those
How about a
things.
Cam Newton quote here? Have you ever played football?
Oh, they'll be like, we still know. Mina Kimes will be on there like, oh, but I know football. better
Oh
than you.
God, do
I know
not
football better than
do
you.
not get me started on me, the guys. I
Hey,
hate.
hey,
Bitch,
We're
you
getting-
don't know more than an
Hey.
NFL quarterback.
guys.
We're gonna
We
be
can't
canceled.
we can't be saying all this stuff because our whole podcast is based off the fact that we know more than they do. So you can't be saying that the people who haven't played don't know because we're the
No,
people that haven't
I-
played.
We're a little bit self-aware. There's a little difference when you're a little
the
self-aware.
comment I want to make
That
will get us
is-
canceled
Blake is
so
right.
fast.
Be a little self-aware.
Self-awareness plays
Austin, I don't wear a
99%
fucking
of this.
dress. That's why I speak my mind.
All right.
I-
hey,
Self-awareness is a
hate-
beautiful skill.
I hate it. Doesn't matter, man, woman, self-identify as a dog, unicorn, parrot. I don't give a shit. The
Furry, that's a
self-awareness
thing.
of the ESPNs, every major news outlet that covers sports, the self-awareness is at a negative
Low.
20 million. They are so unself-aware. And
Listen,
it's
I'm an
irritating
equal
as
opportunity
shit.
hater. I'm an equal opportunity hater. Look up Dan Wolken. That dude can eat a cactus for all I care. He's the worst human on the planet, along with Pat Ford. Look up Pat Ford. I will love Sarah Spain, Mina Kimes, Dan Wolken, and Pat Ford all in one. I follow them on Twitter just to cringe every time they post something.
I mean,
And
hey,
Bomani Jones can also swallow a cactus.
I will.
Bomani
Hey,
Jones,
I'm gonna
I'm
tell you
gonna-
this. It's
Adam
they-
Schefter, bye.
No, they just understand how to make money off of it. Like that's what they do. Like
I-
they probably a
virtue
lot of it.
signaling.
That's
No.
not why they're doing it, bro.
I'm,
I
They're
wish
virtue
that was
signaling.
the case, but that's not why they're
it
doing
is
it.
virtue signaling.
ESPN is. They have these little check boxes, and they're like, "Oh, female. Oh,
Oh,
minority.
whoa.
It's
Those-
virtue signaling.
minority female."
That is what
Oh.
makes money now.
Bro. No,
Literally-
Barstool's doing it for the other factor of.
I'm just telling you.
Hey, let's
they-
throw two of these girls on this podcast that absolutely talk out their ass.
That also makes money
That
in a
also
different way.
sells.
But the old phrase of sex sells, like they have done studies on it. Political activism sells more than sex does now.
Okay.
And so
I don't know
ESPN
how because I don't
owned-
know
But they
a
are
whole lot of
bought-
leftists that are like,
ESPN
"Tom Brady's
owned
my
by
hero."
Disney. ESPN owned by Disney.
Yep.
That's why,
Yep.
that's why I
They-
don't
they
watch them
understand-
anymore, and their ratings suck.
Doesn't matter. No one cares about TV ratings now. It cares about clicks on the internet,
Clicks,
which
yep.
is how you make your money.
I don't
Clicks
click
on
on
YouTube.
that.
I don't know how they get clicks.
With,
They
with
do.
that in mind, the Football is King podcast, I am a transgender
Okay,
unicorn.
whoa. We're doing this 2 weeks in a row.
That,
Shane. We can't do this 2 weeks in a row.
I'm a transgender unicorn that self-identifies as
These
a
are pronouns.
beanstalk. I'm
Next-
a beanstalk, and I would like a sponsorship from Coors Light. And if you do not sponsor me, I will sue you.
You are
So-
hateful.
I
You're damn
really
bigoted.
hope that this is not the episode that my students find.
I
Hey,
hope it is.
I really hope
If-
Chelsea Galbert is our next surprise guest.
This might be
If-
our big break.
if my students find this podcast, I would like to say that yes, these are three of my best friends, but their beliefs are not the same as mine. And
Well, look
that-
up Dan Wolken's Twitter and make it through 5 minutes and tell me how you feel about him after that.
no. That's I probably agree with Blake on that one. I meant
Let
Shane's
me read his
point.
last tweets. I'm sure
I was
it's
going to Shane's
god-awful.
point. All right. Well, Blake looks that up. We need to go on to our next game that happened on Sunday. And I could rant about this man for 40 consecutive hours.
How do you
his
know
name
it's
is-
a man?
His name is Brandon Staley, and he is the worst bleeping coach that the NFL has ever seen. His owner should have come and fired him on the spot, on the
Hey, bro.
sideline, going for it with, hold on. I have all of the things here. It's
Are
fourth
you
and
making
2
fun of a cancer survivor?
of Brandon Staley.
Brandon
Sure.
Staley,
Sure.
Yeah,
he has cancer.
Is
he
a
had
cancer?
cancer.
Fantastic.
Wow. All right,
Really
man.
proud of him for doing that. You know what I'm not proud of him for? The way he coaches an NFL freaking football game. It's
He's
fourth and-
terrible.
It's
He's
fourth and
terrible.
2 on your own 45-yard line. You're up 2 with 1 minute and 14 seconds left, and the Cleveland Browns have 0 timeouts. And this man goes for it, which
Shane,
I
you gotta
love.
quit laughing, dude.
I love
You're making
that
me
he goes
laugh.
for it because I hate the Chargers. They can all lose every game. and I would be
Even
happy.
Keenan Allen tweeted, "What WTF are we doing?"
If your teammate, your best player is tweeting from home, what are we doing? And obviously they get lucky. Brissett threw the interception in the end zone the drive before. Then Cade York misses the long field goal because Kevin Stefanski also is in the stupid head coaching job. And it's just like, hey, we made it to where it's a 57-yard field goal with our rookie kicker. That's good enough. We don't need any more yards to try to make this an easier kick for him. And he barely misses, and the Chargers survive. And then Brandon Staley has the balls to go in his press conference and say, I trusted my defense that we would make a stop. I think we
That's
liked the
just
play.
dumb.
If you trusted your defense, you would have punted
Kick
the
it.
football.
Yeah, you kick it.
Like it may he's just the worst. He's terrible. I can't wait to see how he screws the Chargers up this
He
year. And
He's when analytics like times 100.
And poor Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, in my opinion, one of the most, I mean, not in my opinion, is very well enough. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. Like probably top 4 in actual talent. He has a 50% record because his coaching is terrible.
Terrible.
His coach is a buffoon.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that I'm not entirely sure I have the right coach when I said
Oh
I
no.
can't be Survivor.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
I Googled
Brandon
it
Staley
this
cancer.
week. No, I know I Googled the coach this week, but I don't know if it was him.
Well, hey, Brandon
He was
Staley,
still thinking about Chuck Pagano.
hey, whichever. Hey, if you're battling cancer right now, or if you beat cancer, way to go. You can do it. We believe in you.
I know. I think I'm right. But like,
Chuck Pagano has raised a lot of money for cancer research. So we
Whoa,
gotta give him credit.
Staley did have cancer.
There you go.
okay, all right. I did Google it right. All right. I was about to say, I
Good on
looked
you,
him up this
Staley.
weekend. I'm almost positive that's who had it.
Shout out my mom, cancer survivor. Everyone out there fighting cancer. Kick some butt. Take some names. You can do it. We believe in you.
Watch
All
his
right.
phone with 14 years ago.
100%.
Nice. Other things from the NFL that happened. Y'all, the Bills might be really good, or the Pittsburgh Steelers might really suck.
Mike?
They're the worst
have
team in the
money
league.
on the Bills.
Pittsburgh's the worst team in the league.
They are the worst team in the league.
Yo, Kenny Pickett, though, he wanted them hands.
Kenny Pickett played good, and they still got beat, 38-3?
Yeah, I'm putting it.
I
I'm
was
putting
just
it out
talking about
there.
the fact that Kenny Pickett decided
Hey,
to pick a fight.
If my quarterback being blown out jumps up ready to throw hands, that's my kind of guy.
Hey,
Dude,
I said it.
don't
I said
say
it
it.
week 1. I'm gonna transition us out of that one. I said it week 1 in our first podcast in the way too long preseason spectacular.
This
because
one
the
drafted up that way.
Because the 49ers have Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback, they will make the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I'm on board with you.
You have got to watch out. The 49ers are a good freaking football team.
I think they'll be in the
Yeah,
NFC
I like
Championship.
them.
I would take them in the NFC
Kyle
Championship.
Shanahan's a good coach. Their only problem, and I don't know why this is, they always really struggle with injuries, and I don't know why. They lost their cornerback, I forget his name, tore his ACL in the game. He's the guy who
Yep.
had the pick. He had the pick 6 on Baker, which the Panthers are also a terrible football
Okay,
team.
they're the worst
I
team
would
in the
pick
NFL.
No,
Baker at this point.
I will take Baker Mayfield and the Panthers over the Steelers right now.
Baker has the worst passer rating through 5 weeks, second worst of all time behind Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, QBR I think is right now like a
QBR.
15.6 or something like that for the season.
Matt
okay,
Rule got fired.
wait.
Matt Rule got fired.
Mike Tomlin's never had a. Well, he's had.
Mike
He's
Tomlin has
going to.
never had a losing record.
He's
Never.
about to.
Yeah,
going to.
He is, but even last year, I mean, he coached a subpar team to a not losing record.
But I don't
Hey,
think this is Tomlin's fault necessarily,
No.
other than like personnel wise. They have a terrible
No,
O-line.
it's yeah.
They're playing a rookie
their personnel is
quarterback.
Terrible.
TJ Watt going out is huge for their defense.
Yeah. That was
Okay,
Uh,
hey, speaking of that, I do have a question about this because this is once again a podcast. But if you're TJ Watt, do you literally sit there and go, I got to renegotiate my contract because
Oh, I'm
you
going to
guys
a new
suck
team.
without me?
I'm going to a new team.
Yeah, I'm going somewhere else. It's gonna be a while for the Steelers. I feel like.
No, I agree with that. But if you want to stay in Pittsburgh and you go, you guys absolutely
They just
blow
did his
donkey
contract
dick
last year.
with-
But they
I know,
suck.
but y'all
suck
blow
with him.
donkey dick without me. No, but he with him, they were winning some football games. But
If I'm
without him, they
him-
can't.
If I'm him, I'm going Von Miller, and I'm going to whichever team gives me the best
Yep.
chance of winning a Super Bowl.
If you're a dominant defensive end, I would do the same thing.
No, I agree, but
Now he
if you
can't do
want
the
to-
Von Miller only 1 year at a time because he's not at that age. But he can. I mean, he could come to the Chiefs.
Well, Vaughn signed for 10 years, didn't he? Or 7 years with the Bills.
Oh, did he really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but it's all it's
All
That's
the
just-
money's in the first
Yeah,
year.
he's
All the
doing the
money's in the
Bobby.
first
He's doing
year.
the Bobby Bonilla plan where he's gonna get paid for the next 60 years.
No, no.
I
it's
think all the
it's
money's in the first
Taysom-
year.
It's the
Mm.
it's the Taysom Hill, $170
Oh,
million.
it's the
contract.
anti Deshaun Watson contract.
Yeah, Von Miller has to play
Yeah.
quarterback for more than half the snaps to make the money.
There you go. I would say, but like, if I'm Micah Parsons, T.J. Watt,
Parsons
shoot,
is the best defensive player in the league.
I don't know about that.
He's the best defensive player in the league.
No,
My man is dominant.
he dominates for 3 snaps a game.
That's fine.
That's it.
It's pretty damn impactful.
You've seen
it
Jordan
is.
Davis.
It is, but I mean, he just played against Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald.
When he was hurt.
Aaron Donald
was
had a
hurt
better
too, though.
statistical day than he did. Now
Parsons was hurt.
he won the game. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Aaron Donald was double teamed every play.
Well, Aaron Donald's pretty dominant too,
But like, I'm just saying, like, Micah Parsons is great. He is going to make some amazing plays. He's not the most.
money.
I would take T.J. Watt as a pass rusher over Micah Parsons every day.
My
of the
only
week.
problem with the Watts are snake bitten. They just are always injured. Either one of them.
Yeah.
Derek Watt is still sitting somewhere in his basement, probably injured too. They're all 3 injured together.
But if I'm shoot, why can't I not think of? He used to be on the Packers. He now plays for the Vikings. Last name is Smith. Can't remember his first name.
Oh, Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith. Any of those pass rushers, I'm going to whichever team. You can't all obviously end up on the same team, but at the beginning of the year, you look at it and say, all right, there's 6 teams that can win the Super Bowl, and I'm going to one of them.
And everyone will pay you too. Everyone wants pass rushers.
The problem is you got to kind of do a little bit of a Tom Brady thing, and you can't take the top money. You can't take top defensive end money, or else you're going to stay on Pittsburgh for your whole life. Von Miller's getting paid well, but he's not getting paid that well.
No, but most of these guys that are in that situation, they're not in their second contract. They're in their third or fourth contract. So you could honestly afford to take a little bit less money to go to a contender.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're smart.
Vaughn did write out like 2 contracts before he started doing it.
Correct. And so I think that I would say Watt and Smith are both getting, same with not Max Crosby, Chandler Jones.
Yeah, Chandler Jones is doing it now.
I think Chandler Jones did it thinking that the Raiders were going to be a contender. And
We're not.
The Raiders are hands down the best 1-4 football team I have ever seen in my lifetime. But they have this
We may be
big,
even worse now.
they have this
Wide
humongous,
receivers not gonna be able to play.
gigantic problem called Josh McDaniels being your head coach. But we'll talk about him more a little bit later. But yeah.
We got more problems than that, bro.
Or both the Bosa brothers. Joey Bosa's on the right team at the Niners, but he can't stay healthy.
Yeah. If you're a white defensive end, you're probably hurt. A white defensive end is always hurt. They're going to tear their pec. They're going to tear their abdominals. They're always going to tear some muscle that nobody ever tears.
Wait,
But
Austin, you give
what's up?
Shane and I this super bad look when we say something inappropriate. Blake just said white defensive end. They're always hurt.
They are. Name a healthy white defensive end besides Max Crosby.
There's your answer. There's your answer.
Is
They're all
JJ
injured.
Watt healthy this year?
No.
No, he's looking
He's
pretty.
got
sick,
AFib. He's got
No,
AFib.
He died, bro.
Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, there you go.
He's played 4 games.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He's a
let him
rookie.
play
Doesn't
5.
count. All right. Hey, let's keep it going.
It counts.
While we're in the NFL, before we talk about our specific teams, we're going to play our first round of contenders or pretenders. But before we get there, This segment is brought to you
sponsor
by Field Goals.
Oh yeah.
This is a game-winning product that is unwanted by most NFL head coaches, but analytics will show you the key to winning games is to have more points than the other team. Try Field Goals today.
Austin, you're a goddamn
Dude,
genius.
it's an epidemic. The amount of coaches who are like, "Hey, I only accept points from actual athletes who make it
Dan
into the end
Campbell.
zone instead of kicking field goals or extra points."
Are you
We will
saying
talk
about that more
later.
Dan
What?
Campbell was 0 of 6 on fourth down.
I was saying, Jonathan, that's what head coaches say. Like, there are many head coaches that are out there who openly say kickers are not football players. Urban Meyer kicked
Yep.
Josh Lambeau.
Kicked him.
Can't have it.
He love tapped him. He's fine.
Can't have it.
Urban
Urban
Meyer
Meyer was
coaching
also
college football
finger
next
banging
year.
people
Watch.
in a steakhouse. So
Hey, it's his steakhouse though, so I mean,
He had a problem with personal space.
that's true.
once again, the Chiefs last night proved that a field goal kicker. I mean, they won the game. I get it, but
No, but Harrison Butker being out is a huge problem for the Chiefs right now.
Yes, it is. I mean,
We're about to have our third kicker in 3 weeks because we cut Matt Amendola because he sucked. And then what do you know? Matt Amendola misses a kick to win the game to tie the game for the Arizona Cardinals. Matt
we
Wright.
could have kicked the field goal last night and tied the game,
Yeah.
and we have a great kicker.
Yes.
We didn't
I will
do
give
that.
this. Matt Wright missed a very easy field goal, but he made a 59-yarder at Arrowhead,
Yeah.
which
He
has
did.
never been done before. So good for him. That was huge.
The crazy
Dude
part
has a cannon
is
for a
10
leg.
10 years ago, like every coach on 4th and inches would kick it every single time.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Why do you not go for that?" Now it's like, "Golly, would somebody just kick the damn ball?"
Analytics,
There's times where it makes sense. In my opinion, I don't care what analytics tells you. If it's the first half, take
Take 3
Points.
points. Yes,
Um,
take the point.
or for the second consecutive week in a row, if there's 4 minutes left in the game and you have an opportunity to kick and get points like the Ravens didn't do last week or the Raiders didn't do last night, like you gotta take the points
Take
when you
points.
have them. Although I will give
Staley's gonna cancel you.
McDaniels. I knew we were texting during the game last night, but everyone who's listening to this podcast doesn't know that. I texted everyone immediately, like when the Chiefs went for 2, don't get it. I'm like, well, I already know what's going to happen. The Raiders are going to score a touchdown and they're going to go for it because they think that they can't, that they think that Mahomes is going to score every time he gets the ball at this point.
Yep.
And so they're going to go for it and do whatever. My point to Josh McDaniels would be, if you think that Mahomes is going to at least score a field goal, then going for 2 and getting a 1-point lead doesn't help you because
it doesn't help at all.
Mahomes will score the field goal. So
Yeah.
whatever.
And that forces them to go for it on 4th down every time they have, when they have
Correct.
the ball.
It forces you give Mahomes 4 plays instead of 3 plays.
To me, I feel like he probably did it because he didn't trust the offense to get down and score.
Well, that's foolish because the Raiders had scored on 6 of their last 7
6
drives.
of
Yeah.
the 7. Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. McDaniels is stupid.
Uh,
So many head coaches are stupid and don't understand that points win games.
That's what it boils down to.
So
They try to get too cute.
to Jonathan's point, so many football coaches are doing this, calling their plays, and don't actually understand that the point of the game is to score more points than the other team. It doesn't matter how bad you play. You could have the ball for 5 minutes and the other team have it for 55 minutes. If you have more points than the other team, you get a W. If you get less points than
You
the other team,
play
you get an L.
to win the game.
The game. All you have to do is let your offensive coordinator call a goddamn play.
Yeah, unless it's the Chiefs, then let Andy Reid keep calling plays.
Yeah, but that's it. But once again, that's an anomaly.
Agreed. Especially if you're a new, younger head coach, you need to focus on all sides of the ball because, like, Brandon Staley was a defensive coordinator. The Chargers have had one of the worst defenses since he's been a coach. And he hasn't got it fixed because he's worried about the offense and all these things the whole time.
And now we're worried about, analytics say this. which brings you to another point. When are we going to? When is the high? Which Matt Rule is the only reason I say this. This is an overreaction because Matt Rule. When are we going to stop hiring in good college football coaches to be NFL coaches? Because it's not working.
It
doesn't
only
work.
happens most of the times we don't hire. There's not hires from college. A lot of it's usually coming from some coaching tree from Belichick or Andy Reid, or now it's Sean McVay is the hot ticket item.
Kyle
Like,
Shanahan or
Matt
That's
Rule
where-
had experience in the NFL too, didn't he?
Huh? He
Matt
did.
Rule had coached in the NFL. Before.
Yeah, he was just not a head
he
coach.
coached at the Giants or something like that
He
for
just
years.
wasn't a head coach.
But I agree with the point.
But-
Like college coaches, it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah. It's different. Whatever. All right. While we're here,
Speaking
I'm
of
gonna
donuts,
I'm gonna say a team. You tell me, are they contenders or are they pretenders? We're gonna start off in the AFC. We have a lot of teams tied with the exact same record. First one, they won the AFC last year. The Tennessee Titans. Are they contenders? Are they pretenders?
Pretenders.
pretender.
The only reason why I say that they could possibly be contenders, the AFC South is so
Derrick
bad.
Henry.
They're
I
so
still don't
bad.
think they. I
But-
still don't think they get out of the first round of the playoffs.
The problem is you get in the playoffs with Derrick Henry, you got a chance.
But you have Tannehill still.
I feel like
You have
they-
nothing but a
They
right
haven't
back.
scored a point in the fourth quarter yet this year.
and they got a winning record.
Somehow.
I guess, in my opinion, and we'll talk about them more in the future, they haven't beat a good team yet.
No, they haven't played
Well,
anyone.
The only positive you got is Mike Rabel with a big old chaw, smoking Marlboro Reds and drinking Bud Light on the
I do
sideline.
like Vrabel as a coach, though. I
like
think
Vrabel too.
I think they've got some problems with just their team this year. All right. Second off, also tied with the Tennessee Titans, the Baltimore Ravens. Are they contenders?
I can't yell pretenders any louder than I can.
Pretender.
I think Lamar
know-
Jackson is like he is what he is, and he's never going to win anything. We've talked about this. before, I
Johnny,
think.
did you just say
They're winning
contender?
No,
No.
I hate
Oh,
Lamar.
okay.
They're-
I was
the-
about to say.
You will
The Ra-
never see me root for a team that has a run first quarterback.
The
Fuck that.
Ravens will win a playoff game this year.
They might make a playoff game because they play in the worst division in football.
I mean, the Bengals aren't
Cleveland?
terrible.
The Bengals are fake to me too.
Cleveland with Deshaun Watson will not.
That's going to be the question. That'll be the question
Yeah.
mark.
Well,
I
Deshaun's trying
really
to-
hope the Browns don't make
Deshaun's
the
trying to get
playoffs.
traded to New York to
Yeah,
get one of those quickies on the sidelines.
I hope.
Bro, that was hilarious.
I
I
had
hope-
his pants down.
Hey, we need that skin to skin contact. That's what we need.
That was not a good look for the trainer or the player. That's what I've got to say.
All right. Next team, the New York Jets.
Oh,
Pretender.
pretender.
3-2, baby. Let's go. They're 3-2.
No, come on.
Throwing
depends
bombs
on-
and
That's a
It just
moms.
depends on how many moms old Zach Wilson's banging.
Hey,
Well,
Zach Wilson's 2-0.
Hey,
He's going
He
full
keeps-
on Cooper Rush.
So do you think his mom's best friend comes on the road with them, or
No. He
They
just
just
rotates
meet
which
back
he
up in
rotates which
Utah.
mother's friend he wants.
it all
Jonathan,
depends
does the
on where
Mormon
he's at?
does the Mormon mom thing give an advantage? That's all I got to know.
Yeah, I think it's part of their church. So
Wait,
He's part-
wouldn't you know a little something about that?
I don't know what you're talking
About
about. man.
Mormon moms potentially?
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Hey, let's calm down,
I
everybody.
don't like where you're taking this.
Hey, let's
Mom,
stay in the AFC
just
East.
just to clear up the facts, Mom, Rhonda and Kim, that none of that.
Oh, they were all thinking it at the time though.
Let's stay in the AFC East. The Miami Dolphins.
Contender.
Contender.
I'm on the pretender side.
When does Tua get to come
Contender.
back? That's the question.
Never.
Dude, hey,
He
next
may never
week,
come back.
Also,
There's been a lot of people calling for his retirement.
their defense might suck.
Yeah.
I'm still on the fence with the Dolphins. Like I think
I just
when they're healthy, they're good, but
I think
I
they're
don't
guaranteed.
know.
I think the Bills will smoke them the next time they play them. I don't know.
Agreed.
I don't even
I
trust
just
them
like
to beat
Mike-
New England. Also,
I just
Tua
like Mike
is
McDaniel.
historically bad in cold weather, so we'll see how they are when it gets cold.
A playoff game in Buffalo.
I mean,
He's Hawaiian.
he's going to be playing in Kansas City or in Buffalo or in Baltimore for the playoffs. So yeah,
He's not playing in Baltimore.
I don't see them winning, going to the AFC Championship, but
what do you
they're
mean,
gonna
Blake?
win
He's
a
going to be playing
playoff.
in Baltimore. Why would he not play
He's
in
not
Baltimore?
playing. Not in the playoffs because Baltimore is not hosting a playoff game.
Who's
No,
winning
they
that
ain't.
division? If you win your
I don't
division,
know. I don't
if you
know.
win, sorry, if he doesn't play in Baltimore, he'll be playing in Cincinnati or in Cleveland. So still
Well,
cold.
either way is bad. Yeah, either way is
Because
bad.
Miami is definitely not winning that division. Buffalo is winning that division.
Agreed.
So Miami for sure will be on the
Wild
road
card.
their first playoff game. So he's
Yeah.
going to play somewhere cold, and he's not that good. I don't think he's that good when it's warm either, but that's fine. I've been saying all season long that the Dolphins are pretenders because also Mike
Yeah,
McDaniel is like light Brandon Staley.
Never speak against Mike McDaniel.
He's got that
Oh,
BS.
Mike McDaniel's is a baller.
He's got that
Bro, he
BS
looks like he
analytic.
does a line
brain.
of cocaine every freaking quarter.
Same with Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman looks
Oh,
like he's
wait.
on all the drugs.
Hot take. Never mind. I'm not going to even say that because it's going to put us on a long tangent. Never mind.
Say it.
Hot take of the week by ESPN this week, and we don't need any commentary because it might go on for years, is that the reason Tua got injured is because white coaches don't care about black players. Tua is not black, and Mike McDaniel is black.
There you go. Social activism selling. All right.
Wait,
NFC time.
Mike McDaniel's black?
Yes,
Half.
but apparently
right?
white coaches don't care about black players.
He's
He's only
mixed.
half.
He's mixed race, I believe, but
He's white.
Still-
He's white passing, as some people
Yeah.
may say.
all right.
White.
So those are all the AFC teams that are like tied around currently in playoff positions.
Oh,
But
Blake.
we had 3 of our 4 teams were consensus pretenders. Let's move on to the NFC. The first team, I can't wait to talk about this. The Dallas Cowboys.
It might be the best team in the league. They are full-on contenders. They might be the NFC favorite.
They're not. They're bad.
If they beat the Eagles this week, they may be the NFC favorite. And I know I sound like Skip Bayless right now. NFC favorite.
They're not good. Their offense
Want me to
is
do my
so
best Skip
bad.
Bayless left? Want me to do my best Skip? They don't need to have a great offense because they will not let you score.
The NFC is so much weaker than the AFC this year. It's just not even funny.
Is
Because-
the NFC East the best division in football, though?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And we all okay, but they're not
They're
what we
not.
all thought they're not what we all thought they were gonna be.
They're not what we all thought they were.
I'm
They
really
have they have 2 combined losses in the division.
no, they don't. The Commanders, the
Oh, besides
Communicators,
Commanders.
the
Ignore
Commodores,
Ignore the Commanders.
but
The Commodores don't count.
then
Oh, they're terrible. Golly, they're awful.
I'm really
Ron Rivera's
afraid-
always
Formerly
ridiculous.
known as the Redskins.
I'm really afraid of when the NFC East teams start have to play AFC teams. Because
Well,
the
let's just never
NFC is
do it.
just the NFC is just so bad. And the Cowboys have an amazing defense and a subpar offense. And if they play
But-
any team that can score, they're in trouble.
But for that reason, are they contenders? Because they're going to be playing the NFC up until the point they get to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, and then what do they lose to the Bills in the Super Bowl? 50-0?
Hey, on any given Sunday.
I don't think
I don't think.
Classic.
Classic Shane Wi-Fi right here.
We might have
Goes,
fully
he's
lost. All right,
back.
here he's back.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
I don't think I can dub the Cowboys one way or the other yet.
That's
I
crazy.
like the
It
cow.
depends
I
on
like
if I get to watch Cooper Rush for the rest of the season or if I have to go back to watching Dak.
I like where the Cowboys are at, but I still can't put them as a contender yet because
They're straight up contenders.
their offense barely scores 20 points, and that is not how you win
They don't
football
have
games.
to. You're
in-
4-1.
In current NFL, you gotta score more than 20 points.
We're
Hey.
not,
Our backup
we're not
quarterback.
figuring this
Playing our
out this
backup
week.
quarterback.
Blake is
figure this out
Blake
this
is
week.
guaranteeing us.
Your starting
at
quarterback
least
only
a
scored 3
100 views.
points.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers does the same thing week 1. So what are we comparing him to Aaron Rodgers?
No,
Ooh.
because Aaron Rodgers is trash now. That's my hot take. The Packers suck. They're on this list
This week,
as well.
this week will reveal a lot about the Cowboys.
Yes.
See,
100%.
I don't think I disagree because I think the Eagles are due a stinker.
Well, you're just thinking
Uh,
pessimistically then.
No, I think I'm not that high on
all
Jalen
stinkers.
Hurts.
No, you
No
set it
way.
up now that
No
if
way.
the Eagles lose it, they were due for a stinker. You've already set it up. You set it up.
I think the Cowboys are a good team. I think that they will win a playoff game in the NFC. I do not trust them against any team winning the AFC in a Super Bowl. Like, it won't be close.
Yeah, but
My
Jerry
point-
Jones would be count if they go to the Super Bowl for some odd reason. Jerry Jones would count that as a victory.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if the Cowboys make it to an NFC championship game for the first time in
Yeah.
30 years, that's a win.
Yeah,
My thing is I am still not sold on Jalen Hurts, and I think he's going to turn the ball over a lot against Dallas. That's my thing. That's what I mean. I think the Philadelphia Eagles defense still plays a good game, but I think that the Eagles turn the ball over and the game stays close. And
Just
that,
force them
that
to
gives
throw-
Cow-
force
Here's
him to
the
throw the
thing
ball.
about Jalen, though. All he has to do is get close enough to the end zone, and then he's just going to run it in.
Oh,
He
yeah,
ran
4
2 in
QB
this
sneaks in a
week.
row. Let's go for it.
Like, he ran 2 in this week. He ran 1 or 2 last week.
But he's got to get close enough to the end zone.
Yeah, I just think
He
I
gets
think
close enough.
I think the Cowboys secondary is good, and Hurts is not that accurate of a passer that he'll throw a couple picks.
Trayvon Diggs about to eat.
I think as long as he doesn't wear that same god awful outfit that Kyler Murray wore. Man.
Looking like
All right.
Hillary
Okay.
Clinton out here.
Next.
Breaking glass.
Next NFC team, also from the did we talk about the Vikings? We didn't talk about the Vikings. Not from the East. The Minnesota Vikings are 4-1.
Pretenders, Kirk Cousins.
Pretend-
That's enough said.
Pretenders. You
What do
got
you mean?
Kirk
As long as they don't
Cousins
have
as your quarterback.
if they don't have to
Playoff
play in
games are in
prime
prime
time, they're
time.
good.
Playoff games are prime time.
No, they're not.
They got to get that. They got to get that noon window on the Saturday of the first round.
The majority of
be
the
good.
playoff
And the
games are at noon or 3. Like, it's
Super
fine.
wild card weekend.
He's got to get the Nickelodeon game. If he gets the
I-
Nickelodeon game, he'll be fantastic.
I agree that the Vikings are pretenders, but not because of Cousins.
Pretenders.
It's because their defense is atrocious. It is so bad. If you're giving up,
And the running game hasn't.
how
been
many
great
points
either.
did they give up to Andy Dalton and the Saints in
Hey,
London?
whoa. Andy Dalton's a baller.
Hey, we have found the key to being a successful NFL team. Have a
Taysom
red-headed
Hill.
backup quarterback.
Yep. That'll give
Taysom
it to you.
Hill.
Red-headed backup quarterback, and then when your quarterback goes down, the Gingers sling it, man. Cooper
Yeah, they do.
Rush, Andy Dalton.
No,
All right.
no. Taysom
What?
Hill, bro. Taysom Hill
Well,
won this week's
We're
game
not
by
talking about the
himself.
Saints.
Oh.
We're not talking about the Saints. They're fake. We know that. They're not even pretending. They don't even get consideration.
Yeah.
Well, you just said Andy Dalton.
I was talking about how I talked about how the Vikings got scored on a lot by Andy Dalton because the Vikings defense.
All
is
right,
good,
that's
which
enough
is why
Saints
they're
talk for
pretenders.
one day.
Overreaction. Saints might win the Super Bowl.
Probably not.
Stop.
All right.
Next team.
What about the New
Not
York
gonna
Football
stick up with
Giants?
you there.
New York Football Giants pretender.
I want to
It's the New
say
York Giants.
No,
It's the New York Giants.
Brian Dayball
Good coach.
is a good coach. He's
Good
a good
coach.
coach.
I like him.
He's a
I
great
like the
coach.
team.
They are bad, but he's a good coach.
Win.
No, they just don't go away.
I mean,
They
Saquon
don't-
looks great. The second Saquon
dude.
gets hurt, they're done.
They're done. Yeah,
The
yeah.
fact that they're just running this wildcat and no one can stop it.
I
like,
feel
they're
like
like,
I'm
oh.
in 2008 all over again.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
They're
It's
for sure
gorgeous.
pretenders, but it's fun to watch. They're fun to watch. I'm not gonna
Easy
lie.
money. Bet Daniel Jones the over on rush yards every week. Every week, bet it. You'll win.
He does,
Um,
dude. I like
yeah.
Daniel Jones. The dude has balls, bro.
You
I
see his
think-
hand that
Just,
was like
like,
split
tucks
open.
it and runs and like
His
shoulder
center's butt
cord
had
can
blood
hit.
all in it.
Dude,
Freezing cold
Bloody
take. Daniel
hands.
Jones might be 100-0 on.
Did you
the
see his
over.
center's butt?
No.
It was just pure blood.
Yeah,
my
it was
God.
it was Shark Week for sure. And finally, from the NFC, the Green Bay Packers.
Contenders.
They're terrible.
I mean, they are terrible, but like if you look at it, like I'll pull them all. Those are the teams that are in like the wild card spots in the NFC. The
I have a
teams,
hard time betting against Aaron Rodgers, though.
the teams below them, the
Yeah.
Rams are terrible. They're bad.
Yeah, they're
They're
bad.
bad.
They're
I think
bad.
the most dangerous thing you can do is doubt Aaron Rodgers after an ayahuasca trip.
The
don't
Saints
do it.
are underneath the Rams are
And what's
bad.
his bye week?
Oh, he's gonna get messed up on his bye week.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Cardinals.
he's going to Peru for sure.
Oh, for sure. He's gonna go visit the Incans. The Incas.
He's gonna
Incas.
take the whole team. He's like, "Oh, y'all need to get this shit."
I
They'll
mean,
probably make it to the NFC Championship game and lose. I mean, they do that every year.
True.
probably not this year. There's a legitimate chance that the Green Bay Packers don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, there is actually.
I think they're that bad.
You're trusting the Vikings, though. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
The Vikings have a good offense. The Packers don't. And I trust teams with a good offense right now more than I trust teams with a good defense because it's the modern NFL.
The problem
I
is
just-
you got to the NFC East might get 2 teams.
The NFC East might get 3 teams, just like the AFC West has tried, just like the NFC West has tried.
Some are saying best division in football.
And we all thought it was going to be the
Who
Stink
is
Bowl
some?
again. I mean,
Some
Who
people,
is- who
I mean,
is
some
Some
people
are saying it.
Some people are saying it. They are wrong, but they're saying it. Good for them. All right.
I would argue that the NFC South is the best
Well,
conference
we
in
can
football, but
we'll dispute that one. Although the Falcons are covering machines. Only 5-0 team against the spread.
That is true. They have a tough one this week, in my opinion, though.
They'll still cover.
I don't know, man. The Niners are really freaking good at football, but we'll see. I
'cause
did
they
take
don't
that.
have
I took them
Trey
to cover
Lance.
because I'm a trends guy, man. If it's, I will bet the trend for sure.
Arthur Smith, he's gonna cover.
That's true. Let's wrap it up for the evening. Shane walked out of screen, so whatever. We've talked about the Saints enough. The Cowboys, we've talked about plenty
We've
at
talked
this
about
point
enough.
as well. We talked about the Raiders Chiefs game pretty much as well. We talked about McDaniels is terrible. Andy Reid, I thought was also terrible going for 2. I will say that as well. I'd rather go up 8 to where you guarantee that you cannot lose than
I don't
And
understand
by-
that either.
yeah, analytics, man. Who knows?
But I want to be up
Uh,
by 8. I want to be up by 8.
I want to be up by 8. Now, our third string kicker was really
That's
trying
the
to
only
miss.
question. That's the only
He was
question.
trying to miss those extra points so bad. He
He
hit one
was.
off the upright and in.
Dude,
But,
right after he missed a field goal.
Yeah. I mean,
my,
it's
my
not,
problem with Andy Reid is I never thought he would be one to buy into the analytics. He doesn't.
I don't think
seem
it was
like
analytics.
I think it was kicking.
it's the same thing that the reason why we lost against the Colts because we faked that field goal because he really just doesn't trust the kicker. And
Yeah, I think it was the kicker more than anything.
everyone keeps claiming for Justin Reed to come in. I love my guy, Justin Reed. Man cannot kick straight. He just toe pokes the crap out of that thing.
It's great for entertainment value, though.
It goes very
Yeah, it is.
far, but it's very hard for him to kick it through the goalpost. So, also dangerous to risk if he gets a muscular injury from kicking, and then that would, I mean, that's you lose a safety. You lose a safety while being a kicker. That'd just be. Ooh. The Chiefs play the Bills this week.
That's going to be
I-
electric.
I think the Bills are gonna just smack the Chiefs.
You say this every week.
No,
You say this
okay,
every week.
hey, did you watch the
The
Raider
most
game?
negative.
No.
Fan.
We
Things would
do-
have got as bad for the Chiefs as
ever.
they could go, and they
the
still
Chiefs
won the game.
do. The Raiders are 1-4. The Chiefs do not have a defense. We're back
in
to the
Buffalo?
point. It's in Kansas City, so that's the only chance I give them. But the Chiefs don't have a defense, and that's the part. The Bills, unless I don't know, they all get the flu. Like the Bills are going to score 40 points.
To all our listeners, let it be known that Austin is the most negative
I was
fan.
gonna say
of
I
his
thought
team
my
ever.
grandma Phyllis was negative.
And-
My
No.
God.
I thought the Chiefs were going to beat the Raiders. I just thought the Raiders were going to cover the spread, and they did.
That's not what you said on our text.
I said when we went down 17-0, I did say ball game because it should have
And
been.
I said live bet money line. Let's go.
But
I was not confident in that
before
game.
the game, I said the Raiders are covering the spread. And they did because it was 7.5 points, which is a lot.
That is a lot.
Raiders game, man.
They-
It's never
the
it's
Chiefs
never a
still had
blowout.
The Chiefs still had you puckered a little bit, thinking if you bet the Raiders, you were puckered pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I don't ever bet on Chiefs games.
No, that's a
Um,
good rule.
Take the over
I never bet on my team either.
because I think the Chiefs will score 20 and I think the Bills will score 40. But there's that. That's a good transition. Let's talk about our picks and then let's get out of here because it's late. Blake's got to go do surgery. All right.
Not doing no surgery. I'll be sitting there.
Blake's a surgeon.
I'll be sitting there waiting.
Blake's a congressman and a surgeon all at once.
we
I'm gonna be a congressman. Just watch out.
we are
Gotta get these interest rates down, bro.
we're feeling strong about college football this week.
As you should.
So we almost went for the team ride in 2 weeks in a row, but we didn't team ride it this week. 3 of us, Shane, Jonathan, and I took Kansas Jayhawks plus 9.5 in Norman, Oklahoma,
I was
because
tempted to.
even though this is the stinkiest line we have ever seen in our lifetime,
You gotta take it.
Oklahoma's that bad right now. They're just that bad.
And Kansas is good.
Kansas
Kansas is
is
gonna lose by
good.
50.
It's possible.
No.
But you know what? We all took Kansas plus 9.5. Hopefully Vegas is wrong for like the first time ever.
I'm riding Kansas until the wagon falls off.
I
That's what
also
you're saying?
I'm riding the Tennessee Volunteers. They won it for us last week. Team ride on the Volunteers. They're plus 7.5 at home against Alabama.
Oh, that one was tempting too.
I took it because I don't know. Why
They
not?
look good.
They look good. They look good. They're at home. College game day is there for the second week in a row. Or not second week in a row, but second week this season.
Second weekend 3.
The fans are excited. No,
When's the last time that happened?
I don't know.
Never.
Probably never. And last but not least, I took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 7.5. Because I think
Who are they playing?
that's a great question. I think
What?
that the Pittsburgh Steelers are that bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one was
Okay.
tempting too, but I almost don't trust the Bucks offense.
I think that the Bucks can score 20 points, and I don't think that Pittsburgh can score 10. Or they will
They still
score
haven't had a
10.
wide receiver catch a touchdown. There's no wide
Who-
receiver touchdowns on the year.
Hey, the Chiefs made the playoffs doing that
Well, that's insanity.
with Alex Smith. I think they went 11-5, and not a single wide receiver caught a touchdown
That's insanity.
because Andy
Well,
Reid's a genius,
Pittsburgh's
man.
bad, so it's not working for them.
Pittsburgh is bad. Tampa's defense is good, and honestly, Pittsburgh's defense has not played well recently.
Oh, and you got
So-
Tom Brady, so
I trust Tom Brady to score at least 20, and I trust Tampa Bay's defense to not give up more than 10. But it is in Pittsburgh, so I might be getting got. We will see. Blake, who all did you take this week?
I got Oklahoma State plus 3.5 over TCU because TCU's too cute. They will not win. I don't know how Oklahoma State's the underdog. Then we got the Commanders plus 1 over the Bears because how in the heck are the Bears favored in any game?
The over
And then
under
we
in
got
that
the
game is
Bengals.
37.5.
That rightfully so. And the Bengals minus 1.5 over the Saints because the Saints are absolutely god awful.
I like those picks. Although I will say we do not recognize the Washington Commanders. They are some other name. I wrote down for
Redskins.
you this week. They're the commies. Commies are
Yeah,
plus
they're
1 on
the-
Blake's list this week, or the communicators, or the communions. I don't know, but they're Commanders is a terrible name, and I refuse to say it on this.
I
podcast.
would pick any game against the Bears that they're favored in, no matter what. Whoever it could be the Steelers, not pick them.
Dude, haven't the Bears won 3 games this year? I mean, like 2 games. I don't know. The
They're just
Bears are
bad.
terrible. Justin Fields did look a little bit better. Give
How
me
many
that.
passes did he complete? 8.
15. He
Ooh.
like doubled his completions for the year in one game. So good for
The
him.
thing is, he's okay when he throws the ball 15 to 21.
Yeah. They
That's
don't throw the
decent.
ball ever.
I refuse to let him throw.
Everyone talks about the Commanders having a good defense, and I think their defense is awful.
I've been saying that for 3 years, and their defense is always
Their
awful.
defense is always awful.
But the Bears are terrible.
All right, Shane, hit us with what you got.
I've got what I would say is a lock, but don't bet with me at Kansas +9. That's
And a half.
insane.
And a half.
Yeah, 9.5. Then I got Clemson -3.5 against Florida State, staying with college football. Then I got USC +3.5 against Utah.
That USC line is super stinky as well. Shane's
That's
going
ratty.
double
That's
Shane's going
ratty.
double
Hey,
rat line this
hey.
week.
Hey, when you are losing like a dog, you just take the rat lines, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, you lose some more money. The MyBookie account will have to get reloaded. They will ask you why you're sending money to Africa, and you tell them just send it through, and you move on. I mean, it is what it is.
All right. And Jonathan, wrap us up with the winners.
All right, Shane. You and me, man, we're riding this week. I got Kansas Jayhawks 9.5 +9.5 because they're gonna smoke the crap out of the next Nebraska,
Right.
Oklahoma.
That's the
I
craziest
am
line.
taking the TCU Horned Frogs over Oklahoma State -4.
Big Big 12 guy.
Wait.
-3.5.
Minus
3.5.
3.5. Man,
No more Colorado Kool-Aid for you.
there's two. There's two that I really. I'm
We
gonna
already
go with
talked
the
about
USC Trojans +3, baby.
+3.5. But
3.5.
yes.
My
Plus
God.
3.5.
Golly. This is why we
Uh,
did this before we pressed record, Jonathan. But that's fine.
I know, but I'm still looking at my bookie. I do want to say, I just want to put it on record. I think BYU's gonna beat Arkansas, and I think it's gonna be hit like pretty bad.
Oh, if we're throwing out those things, hey, for all those people, it'll be retweeted on the Football is King podcast Twitter account at FIK podcast. But I send out my bets for the NFL Sunday every weekend. I took 7 bets today. Like there are so many lines that look good. Specifically, Blake, you're gonna love this. I got 4 over bets locked and loaded, ready to go
Hey,
for this
overs
weekend.
are just fun on a Sunday
The over.
afternoon.
I'm
Overs
rooting
are
for
fun.
good football this weekend. So we'll give out leans all the time. But yeah,
Unders have never been a fun bet.
unders are great. They keep you invested
No, they're
in the
not.
game.
This
the
weekend you got
entire
screwed
game.
on so many unders because they would be
Nah.
like 0-0 after first quarter. You're like, oh crap, I'm doing great. And they scored 28 in the fourth quarter. You're like, oh crap.
Unders are great because they keep you invested the whole time, even if the game's
No.
not close. If the
I
game's
love
not
the-
close, you're just sitting
If
there
the
like,
over
"Oh, let's
hits
go."
55, if the over hits in the third quarter, I'm just enjoying the last 20 minutes of the game. It's
No,
awesome.
I love the under because I'm a pessimist.
He's a pessimist gambler right there. The unders, hey, the unders have been strong this year in the NFL. But the trend
There's
is
nothing worse than betting an under and they score on the first possession. You're like, oh, it's dead.
That's true. Any kind of like special teams or defensive touchdown. You're just
Yeah, you're like, it's over.
Well, there it goes.
Yeah.
That's gonna wrap us up for this week, though. Lots to talk about. It was fun. Got to rip on A&M and all the things that
Next
went
week
with
will
that.
be a short week because we have a bye week for A&M, so no 30 to 45-minute chat. So
Unless
That's
half our
true.
team gets arrested and is in the Brazos County jail.
We will try to keep the next podcast probably next week at an hour, but we'll see because we like to talk.
marijuana.
We like to
Make
talk.
sure
but
Alex Caruso doesn't go to College Station this week.
Yeah.
That's true. We will ask all of our football players that are leaving, do not go to the College Station airport or anywhere near campus security because they will
With the grinder.
find some way
Just
to get you
don't
arrested.
bring pot.
But that's gonna do it for us this week. We appreciate everyone listening to the Football is King podcast, whether that's on Spotify or on YouTube. As always, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.